over long off, and that's going to be 6 more. Daryl Mitchell's on a heater.
Every crucial wicket.
Road bowls to Vastrica, plays it down, and the catch is taken by Sophie Devine.
The ecstasy.
And Daryl Mitchell pumps his fists. What a moment here at the home of cricket.
And the despair.
They'll try to take a bye. No, there's a mix-up. Got to get back. There's going to be a run out. It is all over.
Welcome to your home for cricket on the radio on SEN and SENZ.
What a beauty.
Taken by Devine.
That looks like out to me too.
New Zealand on fire here.
Thanks to Resine. For quality paints, colours and expert advice, you can trust Resine, the paint the professionals use. This is T20 International Cricket, New Zealand versus Australia on SEN and SENZ Cricket.
Kia ora, good evening, one and all, right across Australia and New Zealand. Welcome into our coverage across the SENZ and SEN networks for the first of 3 T20 internationals between New Zealand and Australia, with the Chappell Hadlee Trophy up for grabs. My name is Daniel McHardy. Alongside me, one of New Zealand's finest ever white ball cricketers, Mr. Chris Harris, will join me as part of our ball-by-ball commentary team. Our coverage with Resine, quality paint and colours, perfect for your summer projects. So Wellington has turned it on with Sky Stadium looking an absolute delight. The last of the evening sun covering the eastern side of the ground, still a very mild 15 degrees and a, well, by Wellington standards, you'd say a gentle sour easter of about 20k. The Sky Stadium hosts the first of 3 matches before heading up to the biggest of smokes in New Zealand. Eden Park is going to be a hive activity. It is here. A good crowd already in attendance. It's continuing to build. And the news from the middle, good one if you're a New Zealand fan. Mitchell Santner, captain, has won the toss and has decided to have a bat. Finn Allen, Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Glenn Phillips, Mark Chapman, Josh Clarkson on debut at number 6. Santner, the skipper, and behind the bowlers, Adam Milne, Tim Southey, Sodhi and Lockie Ferguson. So here on the background, the call to the field is Te Awa will welcome the two sides to the middle. As far as Australia is concerned, just 6 players backing up from the side that lost to the West Indies in Game 3 in Perth 8 days ago. Warner Head, Marsh to skipper the side, batting at 3. Maxwell, Inglis, Tim David, Matthew Short, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Adam Zampa and Josh Hazelwood. There you have the lineups. As far as conditions out in the middle, our pitch report with PGG Wrights and Turf New Zealand's industry leading turf experts. There was a rather big beaming smile on Luke Ronke's face when I caught up with him, Chris Harris, about a couple of hours ago. Good evening to you, mate. Great to have you in the best city of them all in Wellington, part of our commentary team. I don't think you'd mind batting out there tonight.
No, it's great to be here. And I mean, I had a smile on my face as well, because as soon as I saw that surface, I knew it was going to be a high-scoring affair. I actually caught up with Sodhi out there and he went, oh, great. This looks like a great wicket for batting. Short boundaries here at Sky Stadium. But it looks an absolute belter. In the past, there's been a few wickets that have been a little bit too paced, but this doesn't look like that at all. It looks like a true batting surface that is going to be, you know, for me, we don't like putting a number on it, but it looks at least a 180 plus surface with those shorter square boundaries. I was a little bit surprised New Zealand batted first. It seems in the modern game everyone wants to chase, but he was talking about runs on the board, Mitch Santner.
He said it a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So I think we got the theme, Mitch, that you want runs on the board.
Well, he paid attention to the team meeting this morning, didn't he?
He certainly did.
But, yeah, let's hope our eyes have not deceived us as far as the surface. Harry's absolutely right. Has at times here, because it is a drop-in wicket, if you're not attuned to it. Beautiful sort of oval field with just one cricket wicket pitch out there. No blocks, so running between the wickets can be a little bit awkward here. Sliding your back can be a little bit awkward, can get dug in the turf. But let's hope the surface in of itself is an absolute beaut. As far as the makeup of the two sides, as
not surprised about Australia. I mean, Australia for me has basically picked the strongest team they can.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So there's such an importance in this series for them. You know, with the T20 World Cup coming in, they've got a few things that I suppose the spots that interest me. Travis Head, a bit of an experiment at the top of the order. We've seen, you know. Yeah. What a phenomenal player is he in other formats. And the other one is Josh Inglis, gets an opportunity again with the gloves. Obviously, with Wade coming in after the first T20, it's another opportunity for Josh to, show what he can do in this format.
They look strong, though,
yeah,
don't
so
they? This is their number one lineup.
Well, you look at their bowling attack and you throw in Zampner with Mitch Stark and Josh Hazelwood and Pat Cummins. I mean, it's a phenomenal attack. And then New Zealand, for me, the big thing is that middle order. It's quite young and inexperienced with Rich. You've got Finn and Conway at the top of the order. For New Zealand, they're going to be absolute key. And then Ravindra, Phillips, Chapman, Clarkson, that middle order looks, a little bit lacking a little bit of experience.
Yeah, that really is a great point, Harry. Both Mitchell Stark and Pat Cummins in line to play their first T20 matches of any description since the T20 World Cup in Australia back in, October, November 2022. Formalities taking place. We'll take a short break from Sky Stadium. New Zealand has won the toss and will bat first in game number 1 of the Chappell Hadlee. Stay with us. Back with plenty more shortly.
The Isuzu D-Max SX is in stock now. The ultimate work companion, the Isuzu D-Max SX is ready for anything. Discover the range at your local Isuzu Ute dealer today.
The biggest EPL games live every Saturday and Sunday night, live right here on SEN.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home within a community built on the vision of enjoying life in balance in Melbourne's southeast. Officer Fields features natural open spaces while still being close and connected to all of life's conveniences. With 4 unique precincts coming soon, offering land from 350 square metres to 1,000 square metres, there's something for everyone. Officer Fields is currently selling land from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Hanley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Hanley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Hanley.com.au.
The NX250 has been crafted to excite your senses with outstanding power and an intuitive driving experience. The beautifully appointed cockpit brings the driver and the vehicle closer than ever, while the smart technology is completely effortless. And now, your chance to own yours is here. While stocks last, amazing opportunities exist on your demonstrator NX250. T's and C's apply. Speak to Lexus of Brighton to learn more. Expect perfection, experience amazing. LMCT 9897.
Introducing the Trot's Good Form, your go-to for fast and simple form analytics. Gain access to the latest harness racing form and expert-driven analysis from the best minds in the business, covering every angle. Good Form shows the full picture, including easy-to-read speed maps and performance indicators, lead probability and analytics. Arm yourself with the information you need for wise choices. With Good Form, everyone's an expert. Visit thetrots.com.au/form. Good Form, great choice.
Henley Mortgage Fund. $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years. All backed by Henley's $7 billion parent company. New Zealand versus Australia on SEN T20 Cricket.
Great to have your company wherever you may be listening across SENZ or SEN New Zealand and Australia combined for a T20 series. So much excitement. Crowds in good voice and a lovely Wellington evening, summer's evening. My name is Daniel McHardy alongside former Black Hat great Mr. Chris Harris. Our coverage with Resine, quality paint and colours, perfect for your summer projects. Mark Chapman, batting at number 5 for New Zealand. I spoke to him a short time ago.
SENZ.
Start of the T20 series between New Zealand and Australia across SEN and SENZ, joined by New Zealand middle order batsman Mark Chapman. Big crowd, lovely evening in the capital city. This is what you want, right?
Yeah, it looks a stunning evening, so we're looking forward to all the punters turning up and hopefully a good game of cricket.
You've been looking forward to this as a team for a long time, I can only assume. This is a great test of where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Australia are a formidable team. They have been for a number of years, and we don't play them probably as often as we'd like, so every time we play them, it's a great challenge. More
responsibility you feel on your shoulders in the middle order. No Darryl, no Kane, but you had a great year last year. You're looking forward to kicking on.
Yeah. I know Kane's had I think he's away on personal reasons. Darryl obviously resting, so it presents opportunities for other guys. Myself and Glenn can hopefully step up and score a few runs for the boys, and obviously Rach and Josh Clarkson. It's pretty exciting to have those youngsters amongst the group Group 2.
And Australia, the bowling lineup, lots of experience there. You know, that was Mark Chapman I spoke to briefly ahead of this game. Yeah, a lot of responsibility on Chapman in that middle order. It's looking a little bit sort of untested without Mitchell, without Williamson there. Rachin Ravindra, everyone's excited to see him. Can he blossom in a T20 environment like he's done so recently, Harry, in test matches and, of course, at the One Day World Cup last year? We cannot forget that. But I see the two key men for New Zealand out there in the middle right now. Finn Allen and Devon Conway at their best, up there with the very best. Allen, utterly destructive. Australian fans need no introduction to him. He blitzkrieged them early at the start of the T20 World Cup in 2022. Thumping beginning. And it will be, well, Mitchell Starc up against Allen. Talk about big time.
Well,
what a start we got here.
He had a phenomenal Pakistan series, so he's about to be up against it.
Here's Starc from the city end. Left arm over the wicket. The first ball is a beauty. It bounces, it rears, it goes past the outside edge, slaps into the gloves of Inglis behinds. Hello, Finn. My name's Mitchell Starc.
It was almost as Finn Allen knew that it was going to be swinging back at him, and that one just held its line a little bit, and he knew that he thought he was going to have to play, and he's just pulled out late, but he has actually played it at wide above stump. Didn't need to, but he's worried about that swing back from Starc. Good start.
It's an absolute beauty. Great to have your company. And so start this long run up the far end, the city end, the southern end, leg sides, wide, good keeping. A long dive away to the left-hand side. Inglis collects, but a little bit of movement back into the right hand. It just got the accuracy wrong. The first run on the board. It's one without loss on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Yeah, that one did swing. Brilliant from Inglis as he dived down the leg side because it was bowled with good pace from Starc. Just a little bit too straight, making that adjustment from that first ball.
So a slip, third man, backward point, cover point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket. Fine legs up inside the circle. Deep backward squares covering his eyes because the setting sun as Allen heaves across the line, misses, might have just flicked off the pad. It's actually gone into the slip cordon, pitched outside of leg, so no real attempt for the appeal from the Australians. In fact, it's bounced over and hit him just on the hip. A pretty sharp start here from Mitchell Starc.
He's played that on length. He's certainly going to be hitting with the swing of Starc, so if he gets the length that he wants, and that for Finn Allen's just back of a length, he's going to look to hit with the swing and look to go mid-wicket.
And again, Australia, they're dark green, black caps and all black, a little blue trim as Allen works the ball onto the onside, and a misfield brings about the first ironic roar from the New Zealand fans, full of expectation, hitting across the line, plenty of bottom hand. He's trying to hit that down the ground. He's dragged it to mid-wicket, but not taken cleanly. And New Zealand will move to 2 without loss. Encouraging signs for Starc.
Yeah, it's nice shape in the air, isn't it? But a poor bit of fielding that's gone straight to the man at mid-wicket. And just gone straight through his legs. It's almost just stuck in the surface as it got to him.
As I say, drop in wicket here, so no other surfaces, no other wickets. A very lush outfield. Players adjusting to that. So left-handed Devon Conway, who's been by his very, very high standards in quite a lean patch, really since his 152 not out against England to open the One Day World Cup. He looks up, sees Starc from over the wicket, moves past the umpire and bowls just around about off stump, but just dabbed into the vacant gully region. And Devon Conway, the hometown boy, gets off the mark, and New Zealand move to 3 without loss in the first over.
Good start for Devon Conway. Just allowed it to come, didn't he? Looked as though he had time. It was a good area from Starc, but just playing the ball under his eyes and late into that gully region for a comfortable single. But that misfield in the previous ball was Matthew Short, so I'm sure there's a few nerves for him.
Allen looks like he's holding the bat very hard. He looks very keen to go. Bat raised, the right-hander. He gets a short one. He tries to hook, but that was too slippery. That was fiery. That was well past him as he ends up spinning around, looking back over his left shoulder and seeing the keeper already throwing it to gully.
That was a tremendously directed bounce. It was at good pace, and as you said, it was through him before he played the shot. It was real pace, and it was just around about the badge of the helmet. Fortunately for Finn Allen, just watched it long enough just to stay inside the line.
Oh, this is a great start for Stark. One ball remaining. He's conceded just 3. Long, elegant approach. He bowls a Yorker that's dug out, pushed into the mid-wicket region. A almighty breakdown of communication between Allen and Conway. Allen runs 1.5 because he's got 2/3 the way up. He's been sent back. Conway's just standing at the non-striker's head, not at all interested. And New Zealand a little bit lucky. Mitchell Stark, though, setting a tone early in game number 1.
Yeah, terrific first over from Mitchell Stark. But I think in that occasion, although Finn Allen did get over halfway down, I think it was the right decision from Devon Conway to send him back, because Matthew Short came in very quickly from mid-wicket, and I don't think there was a run there. But a tremendous first over from Mitchell Stark. Good accuracy, good swing, and good pace as well. It didn't allow New Zealand to get off to a flyer that they were hoping to by the way that Finn Allen was swinging.
After checking the Ream warm-up, no surprise, Josh Hazlewood has been warming up furiously. Originally down at third man. He's got the short sleeves on. What a bowler he is in any form of the game. He's at the top of his mark, just sort of marshalling things around. New Zealand are 3 without loss on the Tyre Power scoreboard after the first over. Allen 1, Conway 1. It will be Devon Conway, the left-hander, to face up to Josh Hazlewood. Conway, I'll just reiterate, a little bit out of touch since that big 152. In front of his hometown fans. He'd love to get going tonight. He's on the drive, gets an inside edge to a ball just outside of off stump, goes to forward square leg, and Matthew Short is positioned to field, and there's no run. Since that 152 I mentioned, Harry, in 22 innings in all formats, he's only passed 40 twice. You know, when you've had such a long period of success and you get into a doldrum, it must be hard to pull yourself out of it.
Yeah, it can be. You just need time in the middle, and obviously the T20 format is not the ideal game, but for some people it just allows you that freedom to go out and have that free license, if you like. So this could be the perfect environment for Devon Conway to get back into some form.
Hazlewood bowls to him and he drives but slices the ball into a gap. No control, rushing out to one of those short boundaries, square, and it's flicked in. The New Zealand fans loudly shouting at Stark, saying he's touched the rope, but Devon Conway will get 3 runs. Doesn't matter how you get them. He's got 3 more, doubling New Zealand's total on the Tyre Power scoreboard, 6 without loss.
It's a great bit of running because it's not a long or a huge boundary out there at backward point for the left-hander. But I'm sure the umpires will be checking this because Mitchell Stark just slipped a little bit as he went to gain it. It looked as though he got very close to the rope. So I'm sure we're just waiting now just to see what the TV umpire can pick up, whether he's touched the rope or not. But it's at least 3 anyway. Terrific running for these two.
3 will be the call. So Hazlewood, 35-metre run-up. Slightly more than you, Aaron Yaplomb, fair to say. He's in again, slightly angled approach, right arm over the wicket from the scoreboard end. Allen comes down the wicket and hits him out to Karori. It's a huge hit over mid-wicket. 15, 20 rows back.
That is a magnificent shot. He's come down at Hazlewood. I think Hazlewood's seen him coming, and he's just got his length back a little bit. And Allen is on top of the bounce, and he has hit it right in the middle. And you're right, it's gone at least 20 rows back. And he was very clever because he hit it into a part of the grandstand where there's no people sitting.
That is a big barrel boundary where mates look after mates. That's a big barrel boundary, isn't it? Huge. Allen waits, bat raised intimidatingly as he now hits over extra cover. Glorious strike, full wide, deserved to be punished and was done, and was so. Allen, rollicking start of the second over. And Australia and Hazlewood in particular on the back foot, 13 off it, still 2 to go.
Very good from Finn Allen. That was just a miss from Josh Hazlewood. Went full and wide after getting hit the previous ball for 6 where he dropped his length back. That time just full and wide, and Allen hit just through the line. Wonderful shot, 1 bounce for 4 over extra cover, and it's brought about a change in the field as Hazlewood and Australia now put a deep cover point out.
Yeah, that's one protecting the offside. The one on the on is backward square leg, quite square though, fine leg up inside the circle. Here is Hazlewood from over the wicket, bowling it to Allen. Hard length, hard to get away, no width, no nothing, really cramped him up. And that's the Hazlewood line we've sort of admired over the years, tucking up a very dangerous player in Allen.
Yeah, good response from Josh Hazelwood. Came in, looked like a heavy ball as well because it hit the ball hard of Allen, and it was just that length around the top of off stump. So a good adjustment made by Josh Hazelwood.
Now coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis trust. 16 without loss, 1 ball remaining in the second over. Can Hazelwood finish it off nicely? He bowls again, but Allen comes down, swings for the fences again. Ball nips back in and actually travel very close to the leg stump. Excellent finish from Hazelwood after being put under plenty of pressure. And the scoreboard reads, after 2 overs, New Zealand batting first to 16 without loss on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
We've got fallen power lines closing Lloyd Street in West Melbourne. Lloyd Street is closed near Dynon Road. You can use Dryburgh and Arden Streets instead. And reports of a crash in Ringwood on Canterbury Road at Eastlink. If you see anything on the roads, 1300 595 937. Since 1977, Club X has been the place for the widest range of adult products, like Magic Touch Fun, now available in-store and online at clubx.com.au. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SCN.
New Zealand are 16 without loss after 2 overs. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust, and the Australian skipper Mitch Marsh has gone to one. Glenn Maxwell in the 3rd over of the game from the city end. The off-spinner starts from around the wicket, bowling to Conway, who drives sweetly through extra cover, but right into the part of the outfield that is protected. 17 without loss on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Not surprised to see this. Australia have done this quite a lot in recent times in this format, where they go to Maxwell very early. They feel an opportunity where he can pick up wickets. He gets through his overs quickly and try and rush New Zealand in that power play. I understand bowling to the left-hander, it's going to be a slightly more difficult proposition, bowling to Finn Allen, who won't be afraid to go aerial.
But more used and probably happier with pace coming onto the ball as Finn Allen. So one beauty of big barrel boundary. Big barrel, big range, bigger deals. Short outside of off stump and leaning back and hitting him back over the bowler's head. Oh, only 7 rows back this time. But that deserved to be spanked, and it was, as New Zealand add 6 more through the powerhouse. That is Allen. It's 23 without loss.
Terrific shot. Glenn Maxwell knew that he couldn't go too full, even though he's got a mid-wicket and a long on to the right-hander of Allen. He's gone back of a length. Allen's given himself room and just baseballed it for a home run straight over Maxwell's head.
So what will he do here? First time he's ever... Oh, and a no ball. And a no ball. Add more runs on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Free hit coming. Maxwell bowls to Allen, who repeats the dose. This time it's a better shot. It was wider of off stump. He put the foot down and hit sweetly through the line on one knee and sends the ball sailing south towards the Wellington CBD. 30 without loss.
Certainly not the start that Glenn Maxwell wanted, or his captain Mitch Marsh. But the 6 you can forgive the previous one, but the no ball, he shouldn't be anywhere near that front line.
Maxwell bowls straighter, and Allen's just going to work him into a gap at mid-wicket. He's got long on back, deep mid-wicket. Heavily packed offside field, so sensible batting as Maxwell adjusted, went a little bit straighter. Just nudged away 31 without loss.
That's the difference for me, and the experience that Finn Allen has gained, and Harry's become a better cricketer in this format. Great controlled hitting and then take the one.
Maxwell around the wicket. Conway goes back. Oh, what great footwork from Devon Conway. He danced backwards, hit the ball at the top of the bounce and sent it firing forward of point out to the eastern side of the ground for another big barrel boundary where mates look after mates. 35 without loss.
The experiment with Maxwell certainly isn't working for Australia.
He bowls to Conway again. Conway trying to head across the line. He's missed it. The bails have come off. I don't think he's been bowled here. I think that was Inglis just wiping them away. And they are going to go up and have a quick look. They'll go check it. As Conway was about to say, look, a little bit off balance.
He just
tried to muscle it to the onside. He's not that type of player, is he?
No, he's played that on length, and he's tried to play like a slog sweep, and he's just lost his balance. And I think that's the reason that Wayne Knight has decided to check.
TV umpire director, we have a review for a stumping. I've checked the bowler's feet. It's a fair delivery.
Well, that's a start.
Angle, please, for the stumping.
That's a start.
So he's got that front foot back, which is good.
Foot's grounded on the top of the crease. Thank you. Bring your no ball decision.
Yeah, no bother there. don't think his foot was ever really raised. So, back to the action. There's been plenty of it from around the wicket. Maxwell bowling from the city end to Conway, backs away and then just nudges the ball into a gap at extra cover. And a single taken. 36 without loss after 3 overs on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
The Audi Summer Demonstrator Sale event is on now, with exceptional opportunities on select demonstrator models at your Audi dealer until February 29. T's and C's apply.
The biggest EPL games live every Saturday and Sunday night, live right here on SEN.
This is Ben Reid. Avoid costly mistakes when selling your home. Download our free booklet, Fatal Real Estate Traps Exposed, at ianreid.com.au.
Ian Reid Vendor Advocates.
Go on, ring us.
Live international cricket on SEN and SENZ from Wellington for our coverage on SENZ with Brazil quality paint and colours, perfect for your summer projects. Perfect start if you're New Zealand and the Chappell Hadlee. Set a tone early after winning the toss batting. They're going at 12 runs and over through 3 overs, but Pat Cummins is into the attack. The master starts from around the wicket, bowling it to Conway from the scoreboard end. He drives powerfully but won't beat Marsh at mid-off. Sorry, that's Tim David. Marsh is at mid-on.
The feet from Conway are moving beautifully now. That was a slightly over pitch from Cummins, but Conway, a strong shot down the ground. But it's fair to say the Glenn Maxwell experiment didn't work. Previous over went for 20 off the over.
Yeah, that was in the science class. The Bunsen burner's blowing up, isn't it? Put in 1-2 minutes with the wrong chemical, boom. Blowing up in their face somewhat. Here is Cummins bouncing in, and Conway gets a top edge down towards third man. It might have gone all the way. He's trying to drop kick it over mid-wicket, and he's got a thick outside edge. A huge slice of luck, no doubt about it, but no. Was that 4 or 6? It's gone all the way. It has. Another big barrel boundary, bigger range, bigger deals.
It's like you said with Conway, even in the previous over, when he gets length and he's trying to like almost slog sweep, it looks awkward for him.
Yes.
It doesn't look like it's his natural game. Just like it when he plays straight. And he had a bit of luck there, tried to just play a slog sweep over mid-wicket off Cummins. And got the top edge and it flew, obviously with third man up.
Cummins. What will his response be? He continues around the wicket, trying to tuck up Conway, drops it into the mid-wicket reach, and he sets off for a run. I think there is a run there, but the man of the non-strikers in, Allen, says no. As Stark was right on the 30-metre circle, a long way to go. I think there's an absolute single there. Harry, what say you?
There was an easy run there, and I think that's just a communication thing, and Allen went and had a chat to Conway, and I think it's just the noise in the stadium. I think they're finding it very hard to hear each other, and if they're uncertain, they're sending each other back, which is probably the right thing to do.
Chris Harris, fair to say, is a little bit excited next to me. Loves the first game of a series, especially a Chappell Hadlee as Cummins is hit over his head, actually wide of mid-on. Marsh turns, retreats, retrieves, 4 more, hitting at the top of the bounce. Plenty of bottom hand and plenty of risk, but another boundary. 40 without loss. New Zealand flying in the capital.
That was a great shot from Conway. It was almost as if he knew that the short ball was coming and he was in position and played the pull shot over mid-on.
No change to the field. Cummins from around the wicket bowls short outside of off stump. Oh, gloriously bowled for 4. That is a thing of beauty. Devon Conway waited in great position, hit the ball on the top of the bounce and powered it through the onside. 4 more. I can't keep up with the score, Harry. I think 50's up in 19 minutes after 3.5 overs.
That's one of the best shots tonight. Conway did. It was short. He was in position. And he hit it so hard, and he got his hands nice and high and hit it all the way along the ground. Tell you what these two have done, we said how important Conway and Allen were going to be. They have really put Australia under pressure as point comes up from the boundary for the left-hander. Deep mid-wicket goes out.
Yeah, deep backward square, deep mid-wicket. Conway on strike. Slow ball outside of off stump, has to wait, chops it away to backward point. Maxwell is on the 30-metre circle, so Allen's responsive on this occasion. That ends the over. New Zealand are on a scoring binge. 4 overs in, it's 51 without loss. Looking around the field there for a re-warm-up. I'm not seeing who's warming up. I don't see too many shoulders rotating at the moment, Harry. Because do you get the sense it's going to be one of those Chappell Hadlee series?
Yeah, I tell you what, we've got the wicket right, haven't we? Because it's been an absolute belter. I think it is, and that's why I'm so excited about this first game. You know, the first game of the series just sets up the whole series. It's only a 3-match series. But I was thinking Allen was flying 24 from 12. All of a sudden now you've got Conway 25 from 13. They're both flying.
1 4, 3 6s to Allen, 3 4s, 1 6. No matter which way you slice it, I'm travelling at about 200. After 4 overs, 51 without loss. Here's Hazelwood swung in, bowling outside of off stump and goes past the bats. Full, wide, might be a little bit of a cutter. It's held in the surface and gone past Devon Conway. Good start for Hazelwood.
Yeah, better area to Conway. He's got a deep backward point and a deep square leg. And he just looked as though he took pace off and just went wide of off stump.
No doubt the Kiwis are running hot with Ream. Phillips is running hot with Ream as well, because the New Zealand opening pair have put on 50 inside 4 overs. We're into the 5th. Hazelwood from the city in the southern part of Sky Stadium. From over the wicket bowls, and this one past Conway trying to pull. That's at the back leg. That's a painful blow, but he has to react and sprint off because Finn Allen has called him through. Devon Conway does do that. New Zealand will take a leg by, 52 for 1. That hurt up here.
Yeah, that really does hurt. You can tell by the way that he ran. There was a little bit of a limp when he first took off. This has been a good second over from Hazelwood, though. It's bowled in very, very good areas. You can just hear the crowd, the noise, just the start in New Zealand they've got. There's just so many people talking and so much excitement. It's just like a constant buzz.
Yeah, good buzz. It would be the biggest crowd in this venue, or at this venue, since the 2015 World Cup, where some guy, Martin Guptill, got 230 odd in the World Cup quarter-final. Put some on the roof. Let's wait and see if Allen can do the same. He won't here, but how's he hit that for 4? It's a Yorker, and he's dug it out, but got enough power that he's driven it past mid-on. He is a frightening striker of a cricket ball. 56 without loss halfway through the 5th over.
I tell you what, when he gets in position and hits it like that to us from up here looked as though he just punched it down the ground and you thought, if you run hard you'll get 2. You saw mid-on turn round and the ball was halfway to the fence. I mean, that is flying off his blade.
The big barrel boundary, big range, bigger deals. Big headache right now for Mitch Marsh and the Australians. Hazelwood adjusting his field on the onside. He's steaming it again. He bowls short outside of off stump and just punch through point. That part of the field is protected in the boundary area, so just a single will take New Zealand to 57 without loss.
It's been a very dominant partnership, hasn't it? As a cricketer, I feel a little bit for Mitch Marsh and the Australians, because when you've got one batsman going, you feel like there's a bit of relief if you can get him off strike. At the moment, both Conway and Allen are being so aggressive and going so well.
And the boundaries have come from every type of length. They've gone full, they've gone all the way. Length and short. So it does look like your pitch report was perfect, Harry. Hazelwood bowls short and it's tucking Conway up, hitting high on the bat and going quite tamely through the vacant square leg region for another single. 57 without loss.
Yeah, I think he's got a better line this over for me, Hazelwood. He has mixed up his length, but he's got his line a lot straighter and it's made it a little bit more difficult for New Zealand.
Just quality, isn't he? He's just quality in every form of the game.
Well, they all are, to be fair. All the Australian bowlers are world-class at what they do, but New Zealand are certainly taking them on.
Australia left out Steve Smith, Nathan Ellis and Spencer Johnson from their starting lineup. The big guns in the attack. Need to pull them back in. There's Allen's. Almost gets one past short third man. Great fielding, I think, from Zach Cummins diving away to his right. It was full wide Yorker, and Allen's to sort of open the face, try to run it past the field inside the 30-metre circle. He'll get a single. It's the end of the over. 59 without loss.
Good afternoon. We've got a car on fire on the Monash Freeway inbound at Jackson's Road. It's taken out the right lane, and a crash in Ringwood on Canterbury Road at Eastlink. If you see anything on the roads, 1300 595 937. The Audi Summer Demonstrator Sale event is on now with exceptional opportunities on selected demonstrator models at your Audi dealer until February 29. T's and C's apply. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SEN.
I was going to say Test match cricket. That was last week, mate. It's T20. I tell you what, we didn't see 58 runs in any 5-over burst. New Zealand v South Africa. Our coverage with Resine, the paint professionals use. No matter where you're listening, great to have you on board for the Chappell Hadlee, and it's off to an absolute flyer thanks to Finn Allen and Devon Conway. They put on 59 in 5 overs. That's after Stark bowled a beauty first over. He's back into the attack, this time from the northern end, and he's met with disdain as Allen tries to hit him back over his head. He's dragged it onside, and the ball's going to creep over wideish mid-on, and they'll come back for 2. Certainly no control there. Mitchell Stark really did work over Allen in the first over, but Allen's now got his eyes set. He knows he needs to attack everyone last over of the power play.
Yeah, it's a big over for both teams, this. New Zealand, without question, the way that these two have played are just going to keep firing shots, and Finn Allen didn't quite get hold of that. But just his brute power managed to get it over mid-wicket for a couple of runs.
Left arm over the wicket, the fiery fast bowler is going to get a wicket here as Allen's dragged it to the onside and is taken right on the 30-metre circle. Huge breakthrough for Australia. Warner there gobbles it up. It's a very easy catch in the end as Allen just could not get to the length, and Stark has the breakthrough. Allen goes for 32. Caught Warner, bowled Stark. New Zealand now 61 for the loss of 1.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. But it got us off to an absolute flyer, Finn Allen, along with Devon Conway. And just again, similar length from Stark. Again, Allen trying to go mid-wicket, just mishit it and just lobbed out to mid-wicket. Easiest of catches by Dave Warner, but 32 strike rate of just 17 balls, strike rate of 188. It's got New Zealand off to an absolute flyer.
Huge roar as the hometown boy Rachin Ravindra arrives. He'll look around, he'll take it all in. Big crowd in, be over 20,000 at Sky Stadium. But a big job, big responsibility for this prodigious talent.
Not a bad time to come in, is it, though? 61 for 1 and the 5.2 overs gone. Just gives him a little bit of time to get into the atmosphere, into the pace of the surface. Never easy, though, when you're coming in against Mitchell Stark. He's going to now, of course, put a catcher in play for the left-handed Ravindra. So slip, I think it's Glenn Maxwell goes into slip.
See, at short fine leg, Adam Zampa warming up very quickly. Well, the power play's coming to an end, that's understandable. Ream warm up. Zampa looks ready to go, but we can see Stark with the towel hanging out the back of the strides. He uses his long strides from over the wicket, gets leg side, and that should be a wide. Good pace, though. Good pace. But the accuracy not what it needs to be. The second wide Stark has bowled, but his figures stick out like a sore thumb right now. 1.2 overs, 1 for 6 now. Hazelwood 2 overs done for 20. Maxwell 1 over for 20. And Cummins 1 over for 15.
I think Stark looking for the straight Yorker there, just didn't swing back. Good carry.
He's got to slip in. Sorry, Harry. I'm so excited to see this battle as Ravindra drives on the up, finds cover. There's going to be no run. Warner feigns the throw with the non-strikers in. Devon Conway was back, then has a big beaming smile as he makes eye contact with Devon Conway.
Ravindra played a lovely drive there, so all of a sudden Mitchell Stark brings his slip out of play. Ball looks as though it stopped swinging, so he comes in and strengthens the offside into point.
Allen the man out, 32 off 17, replaced by Ravindra. Left-hander waits for Stark, who bowls, and he's hitting the ball uppishly into the covers. They set off the throw, doesn't hit. He was home. That was sort of bunt and run, wasn't it? He wasn't quite to the pitch. I think that is a cutter that stuck at the surface a little bit. He's hit it on the up. They needed to rush. They get home, 63 for 1.
Yeah, went to cover pretty quickly. I think he thought it was a little bit more in the gap. Just went to Maxwell, who's very good in there. He would have got home comfortably, so it gets him underway. That's his first run. But you're absolutely right. So Stark's been the absolute standout so far from the Australian bowling lineup. 1.4 overs, 1 for 7. It's been a superb spell so far.
Number 56 on his back. He bowls a wide, and there's going to be extras because the diving English cannot get it. Zampa, he's gone through his warm-ups. He'll have to sprint off after, collects, and they'll come back for a couple more. So just as you talk him up, Aaron, he releases it at 144.7k, but that was wild down the leg side. 66 for the loss of 1 on the tyre power scoreboard.
Yeah, he's just trying to zone into those stumps of the left-hander, and he's just falling over a little bit. But 145k's, that's good pace.
Very good pace. It's away from us again. Bowls to Conway, drives nicely through square on the offside. To the boundary rider, the throw comes back, it lands on the surface. So it must be an awkward place for keepers to deal with the drop-in pitch. We've got no surrounding wickets to deal with. And that one actually sort of short-hopped Inglis and flew off the surface.
Yeah, it can be difficult, and especially where the wicket's actually put into the ground. Quite often there's a wee crease, and if it's that crease, it can fly in all sorts of funny directions. So it does pose another challenge for the keeper.
Last ball of the power play, theoretically anyway, is Stark from over the wicket, bowls to Ravindra, driving, getting a thick inside edge, dragging it onto the onside. Far enough away from Mitch Marsh as Ravindra gets a single, and Mitch Marsh quickly rips off the hat, takes the jersey off, and looks like he's going to bring himself into the attack. Let's check in on the tyre power scoreboard. The man out, Allen, caught Warner, bowled Stark in that over for 32 off 17. He had 2 4s and 3 6s. Conway still there, 27 off 17. Rachin Ravindra is 2 off 3. Still Phillips, Chapman, Clarkson on debut. Santner, Milne, Sodhi, Southey and Ferguson to come. Australia, if you're late into our coverage, have gone with Warner, Head, Marsh, Maxwell, Inglis, David Short, Cummins, Stark, Zampa and Hazelwood. They've left out Steve Smith, Nathan Ellison, Spencer Johnson from the travelling squad of 14 here. Our coverage with Resine, quality paint and colours perfect for your summer projects. The sun is now completely gone. It has left the eastern side of the ground. The lights becoming more prominent. It's a lovely Wellington evening. Some high cloud about, predominantly blue skies as Marsh. Right arm over the wicket, starts the over to Ravindra. He's driven straight up towards mid-off. He's right on the 30-metre circle to get an easy run. And it's 69 for the loss of 1. We're into the 7th over. I'm surprised Zampa's not straight in, but maybe from the other end.
Yeah, I don't mind this from Mitch Marsh. Get himself in. His team's under pressure. It's a very good power play for New Zealand. 67 from it. It was excellent. And now the Australian skipper throws himself in against Devon Conway. He's going to be under pressure. He's got a lot more protection, obviously, with the power play narrow over. Deep point, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square. So lots of protection. The way Conway's hitting it, I think he's going to need it, Daniel.
3 4s and a 6 for Conway. The 2 Wellingtonians out there as Marsh goes around the wicket to him immediately, and he bowls width outside of off stump and driving but slicing the ball to backward point out to the fielder in the deep, who it looks like Trevor's head out there. No, that's Adam Zampa, who's continuing his long stretch. Well, he's clearly sending a message to the skipper because it's like he's doing a little delay as he continues his Ream warm-up. Ream, Australia's favourite. That's steady, hot and strong.
He'll be that to say, it's not working for the seamer, skipper. I'm ready to go.
Exactly. Marsh back over the wicket to Ravindra, who drives but picks out extra cover. There's going to be no run. We've seen this a lot from Rachin Ravindra over the last couple of weeks. His ability to pick out the field early in his innings.
And I think Australia will see this as an opportunity. Obviously, Allen and Conway were going so strongly at both ends. What Australia are very good at is trying to get that new batsman on strike and then trying to keep him there.
So it was the second ball of the 6th over. Yeah. Australia got the breakthrough. Here's Ravindra pulling, not all of it. He's going to split the field perfectly, retreating mid-wicket and advancing deep square leg. A real moment of fortune for Rachin Ravindra. He will just get a run, 71 for the loss of 1.
He's got a little bit lucky there because there's a mid-wicket almost on the 30-yard circle and a deep square leg, and it's gone right in between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And they're not big square boundaries here, so he's just hit it not well enough, though, to carry all the way out to deep square leg.
Deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, deep point for Conway. Fine leg, 3rd man up inside the circle. Conway gets an inside edge. It almost goes onto his stumps. Marsh stands with his hands raised, head arcing backwards. No luck for him in the last 2 balls as New Zealand will get a run. 72 for the loss of 1.
Yeah, good break between these two. That's what they will do very well. They obviously play locally together for Wellington, and so they have very good communications. Effectively, it's almost tip and run. As long as it doesn't go straight to a fielder, these two are going to run.
Marsh again, bouncing in from over the wicket. It was an absolute shocker, wide of off stump, lucky to land on the actual pitch. A wide signalled. And another one, 72 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
That's what you call a variation you're trying to bowl that goes very badly wrong. Nicholas tried to bowl one out of the back of the hand and it just came out sideways.
Yeah, delete the tape. Mitch Marsh is thinking to himself, the Australian skipper, and again from over the wicket, bowling to Ravindra, who drives powerfully back past the bowler. Through straightish mid off, they got 1. They should come back for 2 and do so and get there rather comfortably. 74 for the loss of 1. 1 ball remaining in the 7th over. No, that is the end of the over. Made that 75 for the loss of 1.
It's not any time, it's one day only. For 24 hours, join Anytime Fitness with a $0 joining fee. Today only. Search Anytime Fitness for more.
The biggest EPL games live every Saturday and Sunday night, live right here on SEN.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Hanley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Hanley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Hanley.com.au.
T20 International between New Zealand and Australia from Sky Stadium in Wellington. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. 7 overs in, 75 for the loss of 1 New Zealand. Humming along, still 13 overs to go and another bowling change. Mitch Marsh has called back Pat Cummins. He'll continue. Well, won't continue. It's the second spell from this. The scoreboard ends. He bowls slow, wide of off stump, and just gliding the ball down to third man for a single is Conway. 76 for 1.
I think that's a part of the modern game, Daniel, where we see multiple bowling changes. And I think we've seen that from Australia. It would have been the tactic regardless of how New Zealand went. And I think, to be fair, Australia are feeling a little bit nervous with the start from New Zealand, because what it does mean is that New Zealand will be able to attack Zampa as well, which is going to be a key from the Australian bowling lineup, just because with wickets in hand, they'll feel as though they can take more risks against Zampa.
Yeah, and square boundaries are short here, especially for our Australian listeners. Quite short, as a swing and a miss from Ravindra, trying to drop kick from over the wicket, angling across from wasn't on the stumps. It's hard to fetch it, play that stroke, and goes through to Inglis.
It's that type of shot where you're trying to set yourself to hit straight back over the bowler's head and you don't get the length you want, so you go through with the shot and you know you have to drag it mid-wicket. So he's very much hitting across the line. Just was a little bit through the shot before the ball flew past.
Well, the gap is at mid-off, up inside the circle. Short, good pace too from Cummins. Ravindra, it's wided. Ravindra was beaten for pace. Square leg umpire as adjudged a wide, so 77 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
I think that's a fair call from the square leg umpire. It was good pace though from Cummins, and it was a reasonable height, except it just went slightly too high and over Ravindra's shoulder. So wided by square leg, but just shows his variation in pace. That was quick.
It was sharp. He's in again from over the wicket, bowling to Ravindra. Takes pace off, but just bunted forward a point for a single by the left-hander. As New Zealand now 78 for the loss of 1. Ravindra moves to 7.
It's one thing Pat Cummins does very well. Generally, even his variations are reasonably accurate, and he's trying to get that slower ball outside the off stump of the left-hander, so if they are looking to go leg side, they're going to have to drag it. Ringing the changes, though, as deep mid-wicket now goes out for Conway, and finally it comes up.
Cummins from over the wicket will bowl to Conway. Chops away, but finds backward point and Warner. There'll be no run. He wanted Ravindra to come through, but wisely, man of the non-strikers in said, no, there's absolutely no chance. They'll just wander down and have a little chat. But a great start to the Chappell Hadlee. So much anticipation on this side of the Tasman, for sure, with Australia, who are just rocking and rolling through world cricket at the moment. They've had a wonderful couple of years. And all that is available to them. They're on their heels a little bit here because New Zealand have a great base to work on. 78 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard as Cummins will bowl to Conway. Gets leg side, paddles it around the corner. Can't beat short, fine leg. Gets a single. 79 for the loss of 1.
I think that Zampa at fine leg did well, but New Zealand now with basically all the Australian fielders, even the ones saving one, are generally on the 30-yard circle. So as long as they don't hit it too hard, there's a comfortable run basically every time they hit the ball. And I think that's what these two are discussing. If it's not in your zone to hit a boundary, let's just get bat on ball and take those ones.
Are you seeing those cutters be effective?
Well, they're bowling lots of cutters, but New Zealand are still scoring off them.
Cummins. Pace on here and once more beats Rachin Ravindra as he did earlier in the over, looking to hit the ball to onside. Lucky for him, it didn't hit the off stump, but wasn't far away. Very good over from Cummins after 8 overs. It's 79 for 1.
We've got a crash in Ringwood on Canterbury Road, east of Eastlink, with the right lane closed both ways. And fallen power lines have closed Lloyd Street in West Melbourne. It's closed near Dynon Road. If you see anything on the roads, 1300 595 937. The Audi Summer Demonstrator Sale event is on now with exceptional opportunities on selected demonstrator models at your Audi dealer until February 29. T's and C's apply. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SEN.
With Resine quality paint and colours, perfect for your summer projects. And the leg spinner Adam Zampa comes into the attack for the first time tonight. It's great to have your company. Late to our coverage, New Zealand winning the toss, deciding to have a bat, and after 8 overs, a 79 for 1.
Excellent bowler in this format. This is a key for both teams. Australia will be desperate for Zampa to not only contain the New Zealanders, but to try and pick up a wicket. Very important stage. Got lots of protection, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, and a deep cover point.
He starts from the city in the southern end of the ground, from over the wicket to the left-hander Conway, over pitches and just worked the ball nicely along the grass through to long on for his single. 80 for the loss of 1 in the 9th over.
Also, I think an opportunity for Zampa to get through a cheap over here. I feel as though, unless it's a really bad ball in a New Zealand zone, I feel as though these two will just have a wee look and at least try and take a run of ball.
Slightly angled approach. It was very front on, is whipped away by Ravindra. Again through mid-on for another single. 81 for the loss of 1. You spoke to Sodhi before the day's play, another wrist spinner. He didn't seem all that excited about conditions here.
No, he said he might have to mix up his pace a little bit and just have a couple of go-tos in case he gets under pressure. But he'll have it sorted, as will Zampa.
Zampa bowls to Conway, who powerfully sweeps, but will pick out the fielder in the deep. Trotting in is Travis Head. Flings it back. Another single to New Zealand. They continue to accumulate. They continue to move at roughly about 10 runs and over. 82 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Zampa won't mind dealing in singles. He's conceded 3 off 3. Bowling to 2 left-handed batsmen as Ravindra waits. Backs away and then accesses the offside, punching it through point. One more. 83 for 1.
What Zampa does normally very well is he's extremely accurate, and for the 2 left-handers, with the protection he's got out on the leg side because he's got 3 out, he'll look to bowl straight, and effectively that old saying, if you miss, I'll hit.
Gives it a good rip, but he gets leg side here. It's flicked away very far, and they set off. They'll get home. Hazelwood a little bit slow to react. For a split second, I thought the Australians, well, they might be in with a sniff to at least make it close, but Ravindra makes it 84 for the loss of 1. So he will now take strike. He's 9 off 12. Sort of fighting for fluency as Rachin Ravindra. Zampa from over the wicket. It's the ball leg side once more, just ushered around the corner to deep backward square, head in again, another single. And that is the end of a very tidy over from Zampa, who's conceded to 6 runs off at 85 for 1.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Hanley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Hanley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Hanley.com.au.
We're turning up the heat as the 2024 Sportsbet Pakenham Cup goes under lights for the first time on Friday, March 15. Bring the family for a night packed with exciting racing action and entertainment for everyone. For more information and tickets, visit packcup.com.au.
Our coverage of the first Chappell Hadlee T20 International between New Zealand and Australia with Resine, the paint professionals use. Glenn Maxwell, who went for 20 runs bowling inside the power play, bowled the third over. Well, he's back into the attack, this time from the scoreboard. He bowls around the wicket, and Ravindra gets an inside edge. I'm not sure where he's trying to hit this one, Harry. It's dribbled out to short fine leg, and they get a run, 86 for 1.
He's trying to back away and get it over or through extra cover. There's a deep point for Maxwell and a long off, and then lots of protection on the leg side, 3 out. He's got a deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on, so he's looking to go extra cover.
Maxwell flights this one up and hit high over mid-wicket into the fans and into the stands off the bat of Devon Conway. And Maxwell is really battling here as he turns around, sort of kicks the turf. He's conceded another 6. It's 92 for 1, another big barrel boundary. Mates look after mates.
Sorry, big over for both teams. Australia desperate for a wicket and a breakthrough. New Zealand keen to continue.
Maxwell goes slower outside of off stump, but it's going to be nudged into a gap. Marsh around to his right and fields another single, 92 for 1.
Because New Zealand got such a blistering start, you felt as though they just lost a little bit of momentum in those last 2 overs from Zampa and Cummings, but here's an opportunity for them to get it back.
93 for 1, in fact, as Ravindra backs away but hits it powerfully through wideish mid-on. Long chase to his right. Tumbling is Cummins, picks up throws, looks up and sees they've come home for 2 more. 95 for the loss of 1, but that actually went nicely off the bat of Rachin Ravindra. He'll feel better about that. He's 12 off 15, while Conway is 34 off 25. Big score on the cards here. Ravindra tries to overhit the ball again. Once more bottom edge, trickles to short fine leg. Zampa fields another single.
Looked as though he just tried to heave it leg side, didn't he? Gave himself a little bit of room, and to Maxwell's credit, he followed him. It was a good piece of bowling, and then, as you said, Ravindra just tried to overhit it. A little bit of an inside edge.
It's like Harry on the driving range when things aren't going too well. Here's Conway waiting. Front foot slashing drive for another single. The end of Maxwell's over. After 10, we're at the halfway stage. New Zealander 97 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Now that we're enjoying 2024, is it time for you to explore life with 20/20 vision? Call New Vision Clinics. Dr. Noel Alpins has performed LASIK eye correction for more than 20 years. It's the one with the fastest results. Enjoy clear vision without the hassle of glasses and contact lenses. Call New Vision Clinics on 1800 20 2020 to find out more about LASIK vision correction. That's 1800 20 2020.
Drinks are on the field at Sky Stadium in Wellington, and New Zealand have had the better of the opening 10 overs, 97 for the loss of 1. Now the players having a drink. Coach is even out there. That's interesting. Ravindra's 14. Conway is 42. We're in the open country. Drinks break delivering you a summer of New Zealand's best cricket with the Black Caps. And our shout out today goes to Hamish and Tracy Willis of Pepador. Hamish and Tracy are new to the farming game, but are also self-confessed sports fanatics. After the short break, we'll get the analysis of Chris Harris of the opening 10 overs of the Chappell Hadlee.
Hi, bank.
Hi, I've got an investment property and
Ooh, fee, fi, fo, 4. I smell the money of an investor.
Okay, well, I'm looking for an investor home loan with a decent rate.
Oh, we don't do those.
Investor home loans?
No, decent rates. We prefer indecent rates for investors.
Go to athena.com.au for no fees, split loans, 100% offset and extremely decent investor rates. Athena. Love us and leave us. Government charges and qualifying criteria apply.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Henley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Henley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Henley.com.au.
A Skoda doesn't count kilometres, it measures experiences. For the best experience, head to Peninsula Skoda, Melbourne's largest Skoda dealership. With over 150 pre-owned vehicles also on site, discover your next drive at the ultimate test drive location, Peninsula Skoda. LMCT 12366.
Drinks are leaving the field at Sky Stay. The Open Country drinks break is done thanks to Open Country. Chris Harris, your thoughts on the opening 10 overs?
Perfect start for New Zealand. Conway and Allen fantastic at the start. And what they did beautifully for me was put pressure on all the Australian bowlers. We saw a tactics which they use in this format anyway, where they change the bowlers regularly, but no one really settled. Stark, obviously, the standout for Australia, but everyone else has been put under pressure. Ideal start for New Zealand, 97 for 1 from 10 overs. What a platform.
Indeed. So the second half of the New Zealand innings starts with Zampa bowling over the wicket to Conway. He drags his length leg side. It's swept away to the backward square leg boundary for 4. Got it up and over, and no chance for Head to rush around to his left to cut it off. Another 4 to Devon Conway. The 100 is up for New Zealand. 101 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert.
Lovely shot from Conway. That time Zampa just a little bit too straight, allowed Conway to get inside the line and pick it up over that man who's short at 45 on the leg side.
I was a little bit wider of the crease. Zampa gets past the under edge of Conway, who's tried to sweep powerfully in front of square. Didn't spin back to hit the timber, but very close too.
Got the length he wanted, Conway. He'll be disappointed to miss out there. That was right in his area for the slog sweep.
Shadows of the players now starting to point in all direction as the floodlights take effect. Zampa quicker through the air on leg stump, just nudged into a gap. Inglis out from behind the stumps to field. A run to New Zealand, 102 for the loss of 1. Conway moves to 46.
The advantage New Zealand have now is they can just throw caution to the wind with 9 wickets left in the shed. They can certainly take risks from both ends. And I think we'll see Ravindra now open his shoulders as well.
New Zealand's run rate is 9.7. Zampa from over the wicket, he continues. He drags his length down, and that is hit high! And all the way from Richard Ravindra, halfway up over mid-wicket. Big hit. His first 6.
That's a magnificent shot from Ravindra. He's almost fooled Zampa. I think Zampa thought he was coming down the wicket, so he's bowled a quicker, shorter one, and Ravindra's gone deep in his crease and heaved it over mid-wicket. Wonderful timing.
108 for 1. Zampa, 2 balls remaining. Ravindra's up to 20. He goes fuller, wider of off stump, and a blazing drive slices off the bat through the vacant point region out to Cummins, who returns over the top of the bails. Ravindra to 21, 109 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Brave ball from Zampa, a little bit slower and wider of off stump. Ravindra actually did well to reach it.
Message is pretty clear. Don't drop your length down if you're a spinner at this venue. Swept away powerfully, backward of square, picking out head perfectly though by Ravindra. And that will be the end of the over. 110 for the loss of 1. So 13 runs off that over, Harry. Nice way to sort of kickstart the second part of the innings. Let's look at the bowling figures. Starks bowled 2 overs, 1 for 12. Excellent. Josh Hazelwood, 2 overs, none for 20. Maxwell, 2 overs, none for 32. Cummins, none for 19 off 2. Marsh, none for 7 off 1. And Zampa now has 2 overs, none for 19.
No surprise. It's the 3rd over of Mitchell Stark. They'll realise that this is becoming at a critical time in the innings. New Zealand only 1 down. Playing some magnificent shots and putting even the best Australian bowlers under pressure. Zampa, their go-to man, has played beautifully in their last over. Maxwell's been expensive. So go back to your man that's having a night out.
I like this. I really do. Conway is running hot with Ream. Manufacturing in Australia for over 80 years as Stark bowls to him. Right on off stump, just opening the face into the backward point region for a single. The respect he's to showing with that. Single to Conway, who's now 49 of 35 balls.
Yeah, I think that's clever from Conway. I think he's just talking to Ravindra now as it brings up the 50 partnership. Conway has 23 of them, Ravindra 21, and it's just off 35 balls. I think New Zealand identified this as an important stage as well. if it's in your zone, go, but if it's not, let's just get one.
Stark bounding away from us, moves past the umpire, and Bowles is hit down towards long on. Man running back and just watches it sail over his right shoulder. It's Glenn Maxwell. I did not think Rachin Ravindra got all of that. I don't think he did, but he gets 6 runs, importantly. 117 for the loss of 1. I can see 3 scoreboards inside Sky Star. They're all reading different numbers. It's hard to keep up. There's lots of action, Harry.
Well, you got the right one. Yeah, that was a wonderful... I tell you what, that's a big boundary. He's timed that. I was with you. Didn't look like he hit it that well, but it was comfortably over long on.
So Ravindra starting to open up, starting to get going. He's got to Mitchell Stark, who bowls outside of off stump, and this is smashed away high over point. Almost travelled all the way to the man fielding on the deep point boundary is Tim David. That would have been an unfortunate way. You hit it so well, you find deep point.
It's a well set field though. That time Stark did go wide. He wanted to get away from Ravindra's hitting area on the leg side. Went wide of off stump. It was a good shot. Tim David did well at point, just moving to his right, got there quickly.
Glenn Maxwell having a bit of fun with the fans. Hit long on, always good to see. Good energy inside Sky Stadium. Short, pulled away powerfully to deep square leg, where Cummins slides, gathers, throws. Devon Conway has a half century. It's been a long time since he's hit the mark. He raises the bat nonchalantly towards his team's dugout and his adoring Wellington public. His 50 off 34 balls, 119 for 1.
I tell you what, fair play to Devon Conway. He's not been in the best of form. We've all known that. It's been well documented. But the way he's come out today and just throwing caution to the wind and being positive from ball 1, it's been an excellent innings, and it will do his confidence the world of good.
Ravindra, left-hander waits. Stark starting this long approach from over the wicket. He will bowl and hit officially back past the bowler through mid-off, coming around to his left. His head gets there nicely, throws. Look at that, right over the top of the bails. Warm round of applause from Chris Harris alongside me. He can appreciate good fielding in the deep.
He's done very well, Travis Head. Got to the ball quickly. It was to his left, about 15 metres. Ran hard, watched the ball into his hand and fired it straight over the top to Mitchell Stark. Still bowling at good pace. That was 142 kilometres an hour, that last ball.
Minoff comes up inside the circle for Conway, who waits, bend at the knee, short, outside of off stump, pulling wide of mid-on. Maxwell in from long on to field. 121 for the loss of 1 after 12 overs. New Zealand going at 10 and over.
Well, the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. First of 3 T20 internationals. The first in Wellington, 2 more on Friday and Sunday in Auckland. And New Zealand fans will be delighted how this series has started. After a bit of a fly, 120 for the loss of 1. 13th over, Mitch Marsh from the City end bowls a cutter, and that beats Devon Conway. He's trying to pull the ball forward at square and goes over the top of the ball. A deception from Marsh, who's back into the attack for his second over. His first win for 7.
I like this from Mitchell Marsh though. His team's under pressure and it's like, well, I'm the skipper. I'll take some of these heavy overs. This is the stage of the innings where Australia is saying, well, look, it looks as though they're going to get close to 200. We've just got to try and limit the damage.
From around the wicket, Marsh will bowl to Conway. Pace off again. Conway's a little bit awkward as he pulls the ball towards the backward square leg boundary for his 52nd run. 122 for the loss of 1. So what's a good score from here, Harry? Go on. What's it going to look like on the Tyre Power scoreboard after 20 overs?
New Zealand are going to be hoping for sort of 210, 215, I think, from here.
Plenty of action. Hope you're enjoying our coverage across SENZ and SEN as Ravindra tries to smash this one out of the universe. Talk about a swing, but he missed as he tried to thunder the ball to the onside. If there's any criticism I can throw towards Ravindra, who's 29 of 23, he has tried to overhit it at times.
Just that leg side, particularly when he looks to go across the line, he tends to just throw the kitchen sink, doesn't he? And just looks a little bit ungainly, but he hits it well when he gets hold of it.
He waits for Marsh. He goes over the wicket and he pulls him away. That is sweet timing. That was a short arm jab over square leg for 6 more.
Wonderful shot from Ravindra, and that time he didn't try and overhit it. Stayed in his position, got on the front foot. It was a front foot ball. Didn't go very high in the air, but as soon as he hit it, it always looked like 6. It's been a really good over from Mitch Marsh so far. Just got that one wrong. Terrific batting.
Another big barrel boundary where mates look after mates. 3 6s, no 4s. Ravindra 35 not out. He waits. He dances down the wicket. Marsh pushes it wide of off stump, but too wide, and that's going to be another extra.
Like that from Ravindra as well. Not only coming down, but giving himself room as he's eyed up that space over extra cover. He got an extra cover inside the ring, but a point and a long off, so lots of open space over in that extra cover region.
Marsh, none for 14. So he bowls to Ravindra. Pulls him off the front foot forward of square. Got 1, he wants 2. He's actually run into Mitch Marsh, and that's stopped him coming back. And you know what? I think this has stopped a wicket, because Devon Conway was not interested at the other end, and Rachin Ravindra was dead set coming back there.
He was trying to be clever, sort of getting his way to make sure he didn't get 2, but it might have cost his team a wicket. I think you're right. I think Ravindra looked committed to coming, but Conway, he wasn't moving.
Marsh goes around the wicket now to Conway. The left-hander waits. He gets a short one. He pulls. Where's it gone? Oh, wideish of mid-on. I was looking square leg. That's where he's trying to hit it. So it just shows the deception. Well bowled from Mitch Marsh, using lots of changes of pace to end the over, but still a wicketless one for Australia. New Zealand are 131 for 1 after 13.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Hanley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Hanley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Hanley.com.au.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home in Melbourne's southeast. Land now selling from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
You're listening to the great Chris Harris alongside me, Daniel McHardy, the first of 3 T20 internationals. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Hazlewood back into the attack. He's bowled 2 overs. He needs a breakthrough. Australia need a breakthrough. He bowls to Conway, who looks to whack him onside, thick inside edge, goes into his own pads and stops right in front of the stumps. And they'll run through as Conway finishes up hobbling away. A stinging blow as Hazlewood finds a good length straight away. He's got none for 21 off 2.1 overs. It's 132 for 1.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's hurt Conway. He's got a little inside edge and it's just gone back onto his knee where it just misses that part of the pad and a little bit of a hobble. Good start from Hazlewood though. This Australian bowling lineup has been put under immense pressure today.
No doubt about that. 17th T20 international between these two sides. Australia's 110. New Zealand 5-1 ties. Hazlewood goes back over the wicket to Ravindra, who will balloon a ball over extra cover. He's trying to hit it onside. Sit high on the bat. They'll come back for 2. The throw is good, but Conway gets home. Oh, and he's hobbling again as Devon Conway. That was a strong arm from David, I think, in the deep, but good assertive running between the wickets. 134 for 1.
Yeah, I just think David's got a bullet of an arm, but I think he was just a little bit slow to react. It was a little bit of luck. Not only is Hazlewood frustrated because it was mishit from Ravindra and just ballooned over extra cover where Pat Cummins is fielding, and they got home for 2 as well.
Hazlewood from over the wickets. Bowls fullish of length, taking the pace off again through the stroke as Ravindra as he drags it to wideish mid-on for a single. 135 for the loss of 1. Australia in those 10 victories have had a lot of success here in Wellington. They've won, I think, 3 of 4 games. And generally their bowling has utterly dominated New Zealand at this venue. Not today, not so far. Still a long way to go before New Zealand feel comfortable with the number they will set. The Australians halfway through the 14th. Hazelwood's going to go round the wicket. So they clearly take different approaches to both these left-handers. They're going to cramp Conway up. Leg side wide should be called here. No, it's just not past the back heel. It's a Yorker, so it's very good bowling. As umpire Wayne Knights keeps the arms down. 135 for 1 remains.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit lucky here, Hazelwood. It was pretty well bowled, but it's down. Yeah, it's pretty close, isn't it? Very close to that foot.
I think it's clipped us here.
Yeah, well, it's an even better decision then.
Deviated just a fraction. Sending us away to his right to field. Conway at raise, sees the tall frame of Hazelwood bowling into his pads awkwardly, flicks it away through square leg. Got one, turning. Stark will throw, and they're home.
Terrific running, these two. That's not a big boundary. Stark's got a bullet of an arm, but Conway took the arm on then and won. But what New Zealand have done very well with this top order anyway is taken on the Australian bowlers, not let them settle, and they've actually had to go searching. And on a couple of occasions they haven't had the answers. But when you've got a surface like this and you've got batters are in, it can be a very, very lonely game out there.
3 protecting the onside boundary, 2 on the off, both in front of square. The 3 on the onside will have no chance here because Conway hits it high over mid-wicket's head into the gap. Picture perfect as far as placement from Devon Conway. A boundary to end the over. New Zealand now 140 for the loss of 1 after 14.
On the WhatsApp group, planning your next trip away with mates can get quite spirited.
Time for another golf trip.
How about fishing?
Fresh seafood?
Bike trails? Whiskey tour?
Boys, let's do it all with Spirit of Tasmania.
Yeah, tick. Thumbs up.
Boom, let's do it.
Pack more into your journey with Spirit of Tasmania. Golf, fishing, fresh seafood, whiskey tours, bike trails. Make your next trip away with mates a spirited one.
Book it.
spiritoftasmania.com.au.
First T20 International with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Daniel McHardy alongside Chris Harris. 141 for the loss of 1. 2 left-handers out there in a big partnership. It's worth 80. Finn Allen gone in the 6th over with the score at 61. They got New Zealand off to a blistering start. 32 off 17. Zampa bowls to Ravindra, who hits him high and a long way back. 3/4 the way up the top of the sands on the onside. Backward of square leg. Big blow, his 4th 6, 147 for 1.
Lovely shot from Ravindra, putting Zampa under pressure. Australia have brought him back to try and slow this run rate. More importantly, to try and get a wicket. And Ravindra, first ball back, just deposits him as he falls over. Hits it. It's got to be 85 metres.
Great look in the replay. Zampa, what will his response be? Similar, but it's hit just as powerfully, but this time wide. It's a wideish mid-on, so long on and mid-wicket can't come across and cut it off. He's hit this one so flat, never had a chance to go for 6, but it was just inside the rope. The 150 is up, 151 for 1. New Zealand with their highest T20 score against Australia at this venue. That just sums up my point I was making earlier, Harry, that they've dominated us at this ground with the ball. But a lot of chasing here. Wider of off stump, full of length, and Ravindra hits it through mid-off and gets a single. And a scratchy start to his innings, but he has blossomed. A half-century to Racha Ravindra of just 29 balls.
Oh, it's been a magnificent innings. He took his time. I think at one stage I looked up, he was 9 from 12. He looked as though he was a little bit anxious and trying to overhit the ball, but since those first 12 deliveries, he's hit it absolutely magnificently, and now he's in the zone. And I think Conway and Ravindra have both said, right, we're both going every ball.
His first 50 in T20 internationals is Conway looking to sweep from outside a leg stump. Might have been the toppy that's just gone underneath the bat, hit the pad, deviated to short third man. A leg by signalled. One more to the New Zealand total.
Both left-handers looking to go the swag sweep against Zampa. Makes it so tough for the leg spinner.
New Zealand rushing along here in Wellington. Zampa is hit. This time, the best of the bunch over wide, long on. 6 more with just utter ease. The big easy off the tee. 158 for 1.
Oh, lovely from Ravindra. Zampa again just missing his length and just going right in the slot for where Ravindra's trying to hit him. Any time he gives Ravindra the opportunity to get under his length, he's just taking it. Such a strong shot over long on.
Huge over this. Huge over for New Zealand. Zampa quicker through the air. Similar results. High over deep mid-wicket, who really is a statue in the deepest, David. What an over, Rachin Ravindra. Huge high fives with his teammate Devon Conway. The Wellington crowd is going off.
That is phenomenal hitting from Ravindra, and I think New Zealand are going to have to reset their total. Wow, it's a 104-run partnership in just 58 balls. 34 to Conway, 62 to Ravindra, and New Zealand 165. 230, 240s potentially on the cards. What a start to the series.
165 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Tyre Power, big brands, better buys. Big hitting from Rachin Ravindra. He's hit 6 sixes, career best knock. First time he's gone past 50. It had been an underwhelming sort of start to his T20 career. He's sort of been up and down. He's opened a few times. He's batted 6 or 7. He's never batted at number 3. He spends a lot of time playing for Wellington in this spot, and he looks in great touch. Conway starts the new over from Cummins, nudging to mid-wicket. It creeps out to the 30-metre circle, but such is the understanding between these two. They get home, and the Wellington fans absolutely love them. Well, they already did love them. They love them even more. 167 for the loss of 1.
That's well played from Conway. Matt Short steaming in from deep mid-wicket. The ball ended up on the 30-yard circle. They scampered through for 2. As you'd expect, Australia have gone back to Pat Cummins. They know how important it is. They get a wicket to try and stop this run rate, which is getting out of control from Australia's point of view.
Cummins charging in from around the wicket, bowling to Conway. A low full toss. It was out of the back of the hand. It might struggle to break 100k. Conway's completely surprised, waits and nudges it through point and gets the single. Well, that's one way to bring about an interesting stroke. Well, they need a way to break this partnership up because the Kiwis are running hot with Ream. Phillips is running hot with Ream. Conway and Ravindra both are into the 60s, both are on 62.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a 100k full toss, Daniel.
This is Chris Harris alongside Daniel McHardy. He once broke 100. He is a slow ball that shoots along the ground. That is quite bizarre. Wide of off stump, so Ravindra survives. Harry, check this replay out. It's gone through the bottom.
It did stay low. I think it was a bit fuller. I think it was just, it's landed past the crease and that's why it stayed down. But I tell you what, it's about now that New Zealand don't mind seeing a bit of variation in the surface.
David Warner's face says something different. A quizzical look from backward point. Here's Cummins over the wicket to Ravindra, who bowls short and he pulls, and it's a balloon up towards mid-on. It would have been regulation for the man feeling inside the circle. They'll come back and they'll get home for 2. Well, the breaks, and there have been a few mishits. They have fallen perfectly into gaps. Some luck going New Zealand's way. 170 for 1.
Which is unusual at the stadium here, because normally with the shorter square boundaries, when you do mishit it, you still normally get caught in the deep. But what New Zealand have done brilliantly is when they have mishit it, they've managed to get through for 2 as well, just to add that pressure, not only to the fielders, but back on the bowlers.
Ravindra waits for Cummins. Plenty on the onside. They're beginning called into action here, but it's only to pick up the ball because he's murdered it. Forward of square, no more than what head heights, as it whizzed past the umpire, whizzed past Stark, smashes into the concrete, and another big barrel boundary. Big barrel where mates look after mates.
I'll tell you what, Ravindra is really making them pay, but I feel like Australia have missed a trick here. For me, because he's trying to hit anything with length, I'm really amazed they haven't gone full and bowled more Yorkers.
Go death. Ravindra waits for Cummins. He bowls into the slot. He's hit it out to deep square leg, coming around, making a good catch, tiptoeing around the boundary. Mitchell Stark. That brings about the end to a quite sensational innings from a massive star in the making. If not fully formed, fresh off 240 in a test match a few days ago. His first in test match cricket. Well, he's gone past 50 for the first time in T20 cricket. What a knock. 6 sixes. He departs with 68 next to his name of just 35 balls.
It was phenomenal innings from Ravindra. Started a little bit slowly, took a little bit of time to get going, and then absolutely blossomed. Listen to that crowd. Local boy, which is loved, and he's absolutely deserved that applause. I'll tell you what, even Pat Cummins was a bit lucky then, because that length, that was 6 if he hadn't caught it. Mitch Stark ran round, took a good catch, just what Australia needed. But what a platform. What a platform for the New Zealand middle order to come in and finish off the job. 220's got to be on the cards, Daniel.
John Cena's not here. Glenn Phillips is, though. Glenn Phillips is the new batter at non-strikers end. That was the end of the over. 16 overs bowled, 174 for the loss of 2, so 4 overs remain. Phillips looks up, sees Conway on strike. Marsh bowling to him. They might get 2 and 2 here, and it might be Stark again. This time it's short third man. Hard length, trying to hit over the cover region where it's unprotected, and it's ballooned high off the bat, and a retreating Stark takes the catch. So, bang, bang, Australia go, and the 2 danger men are gone. Conway must go. Caught Stark. Bowled Marsh for 63, and the Australian skipper's doing a very good job with the ball.
Yeah, another magnificent innings from Conway, but brilliant from Mitch Marsh. Absolutely delivering with the ball. His team's under pressure, and as you said, they've got both informed batsmen from New Zealand's point of view out in 2 balls. This could be an absolute key between chasing 220 or only 200. And I tell you what, if Australia can keep New Zealand around 200 or under, they'll feel as though they'll take the momentum into the break. Those 2 wickets, huge.
So Mark Chapman, we spoke to prior to today, our coverage with Brazil, Paint Kiwis Trust, more responsibility we felt on his shoulders. I must admit, I did not expect him coming in the 17th over with 174 on the board. But this is a role he's more accustomed to. He's batting 6 or 7 and finishing innings.
It's going to take him a ball or 2 to get in as well, but these 2, what you will know, that they'll be very quick between the wickets. But what a spell from the Australian skipper, Mitch Marsh, 2.1 overs, 1 for 17. It's been excellent.
Continuing from the city end, bowling to the left-hander, Chapman, who waits bat raised. Sees Marsh bowling and beating him outside of off stump, trying to just nudge the ball into the point region to get off the mark. Good bowling. He's a diminutive left-hander, is Chapman, for those in Australia who don't know him. He plays classical strokes, doesn't he? But the ball really does ping off the bat.
Just needs to get bat on ball. Just need to get going, these 2.
Marsh, and again from over the wicket. Wider of off stump, trying to drive away from his body, beating the outside edge once more, and a nervy start here for Chapman. You just sense the excitement drifting out of Sky Stadium as Australia fight back as they always do.
It was quite wide, that. All the players, including Chapman and Marsh, looking for the umpire to go, "You going to call that one?" And he didn't, got away with it.
Last 4 balls, dots, including 2 wickets. Marsh from over the wicket will bowl to Chapman. That should be wide outside of off stump and is called. Again using cutter, pushing it wide of off stump, and Chapman was disciplined enough to let it through. 175 for 3.
Yeah, I think it's Wayne Knight down there and said, "Look, I'll let you out the last one, but you're not having this one." That was even wider still.
So Marsh into his 3rd over. 1 wicket already. And he again goes wide of off stump and 2 wide. And he looks really frustrated with himself. Sort of spins around, runs back to the top of his mark because he knows he's got that wrong. So consecutive wides, 176 for 3.
Yeah, went for the faster, almost like leg spinner, just trying to bowl the variation. And I guess you'd say with a new batsman who hasn't laid bat on, you just get through the over. It's been such a good over. Don't give any freebies.
From the city end, he bowls to Chapman, who pulls in front of square. He's got 1. They'll keep it at that as David throws to the striker's end. Marsh, his main mode of attack is rolling the fingers, taking pace off those cutters.
He's got the ability
and a few are sticking in the surface, I think, Harry.
He's got the ability to bowl a heavy ball as well. He can be deceptive. He's a strong shoulder bowler, and he can get through a little bit quicker than you think.
He's in again. Moves past the umpire. Cramps Phillips up and pushes straight to extra cover. There's going to be no run as New Zealand now have two fresh batters out there just getting underway. 177 for the loss of 3. 1 ball remaining. This over comes to an end. Been a pretty tidy one.
It's been an excellent over. If he can get out of this with just one, it's been exactly what he would have wanted. Just stop that momentum.
Phillips waits, the right-hander bat raised nice and high and then tapped down. He's cramped up and he flicks it away through mid-on. Got one. Quick these two. They'll keep it at 1. Good over from Marsh. Got rid of Conway. And after 17 overs, New Zealand are 178 for the loss of 3.
We got a crash on the Monash Freeway outbound before Wellington Road. The mid lane is affected, and a crash in Docklands on Montague Street outbound under the Westgate Freeway. If you see anything on the roads, 1300 595 937. Bloated belly making you feel fat and miserable? Caruso's Bloat Ease to the rescue. Caruso's Bloat Ease comes with a money-back guarantee at pharmacies and health stores. Always follow the direction for use. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SEN.
South New Zealand 178 for the loss of 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboards. Big brands, better buys. Chris Harris alongside me, Daniel McHardy. We wait the final 3 overs of the New Zealand innings. Over the last 3 overs, Australia have taken 13 for 2. Just apply the brakes just when needed. New Zealand need to get going again if it's going to be a truly massive score. Phillips waits for Hazelwood. Off the back foot, he punches through mid-off. Got one. Chapman turns, decides against taking on the arm of Matthew Short. And a single to start the over, Harry.
It's been an incredible launching pad from New Zealand. They'll be certainly from this position hoping to get well over 200. But you're absolutely right. The last couple of overs have put a real... Well, they've really slowed up this New Zealand attack. And all of a sudden, 2 new men makes so much easier for the bowlers bowling the last 3 overs to come in and hit their areas.
Hazelwood past the umpire and bowls and goes under the bats of Chapman, who's trying to pull off the front foot. Very close to off stump. Good bowling from Hazelwood, and Chapman just battling himself to get going.
Well, it's so tough when you're not in the best of form, and bowlers come in with good pace, mixing up their speeds, their lengths, and you've got to try and find the boundary. It can be so tough.
It was a slow one, 118k, Harry. Here is Hazelwood again, and the 38 on the back. Another cutter, and it's punched nicely off the back foot into a gap through cover. They got one. Chapman wanted to come back for a second. Phillips puts the arm up, and Chapman has to retreat. Just a single. 179 for the loss of 3. Made that 180. My apologies, 180 for 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
That was a great shot from Chapman. I think he thought it deserved to, because he had it on the up through extra cover, but Travis Head did brilliantly out of cover. Ran 20 metres to the left, fired it over the stumps. Great bit of fielding.
Phillips on strike, 3 protecting the onside rope, and they'll be caught into action here because he's picked out deep mid-wicket. It's just landed 3 metres in front of Tim David. It was hit so flat, there's no chance for David to rush in and try to take the grab. Phillips must have had a split second of no, I've picked him out. It's a bit of catching practice.
He hit it so well, didn't he? Got himself in position, hit it flat, but he hit it so hard that Tim David didn't even have a chance to come in. It got to him so quick.
181 for the loss of 3. 2 balls remaining in this, the 18th over. The left-hander Chapman waits for the tall figure of Hazelwood, who bowls out full and trying to drive, but hits it straight into the turf. It bounces into the cover region where Mitch Marsh fields. He picks up, sprints off in to have a chat to his fast bowler. 182 for the loss of 3. Hazelwood has none for 33. He's got 2 balls remaining. Sorry, none for 34, has 1 ball remaining.
Australia will be absolutely delighted with this. Every time there's a ball that's bowled that New Zealand are only getting 1 run, Australia will feel like they're winning.
Well, there hasn't been a boundary over 16, 17 and now 18. That's just what you want. Hazelwood bowls again. Phillips hits him away powerfully. The deep backward square. Is that a boundary? No, brilliant fielding. Sliding, gathering throwing and then hitting the batsman as he comes back for a second. Phillips, I think that was head in the deep. 2 to the New Zealand total, 184 for the loss of 3 at the end of the over.
The NX250 has been crafted to excite your senses with outstanding power and an intuitive driving experience. The beautifully appointed cockpit brings the driver and the vehicle closer than ever, while the smart technology is completely effortless. And now, your chance to earn yours is here. While stocks last, amazing opportunities exist on your demonstrator NX250. T's and C's apply. Speak to Lexus of Brighton to learn more. Expect perfection, experience amazing. LMCT 9897.
The final charge is on for the Black Caps. 2 overs remaining. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paints, Kiwis Trust, Daniel McHardy and Chris Harris bringing you live T20 cricket across SENZ and SEN wherever you're listening. Great to have your company. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. I think the fans are. The fans are having a good night. Good night in the Capital. 182 for 3.
It's easy to have a good night when your team's going crazy.
Here's Stark from the city end, starting a new over. He is hit high over square leg by Chapman. He just missed his spot. He was going for the Yorker. He's hit it a long way, Chapman, and he'll feel very good about that. And New Zealand get a much-needed boundary after stagnating over the previous 3 overs. 190 for 3.
Just what Mark Chapman needed. It was a slower ball from Stark, and it was just the right length for Chapman, who was setting up to launch leg side and got it exactly where he wanted. That'll make him feel a little bit better about things. Just give him that confidence.
And it's the 12th, 6th of the innings. All barrel boundaries where mates look after mates. Stark continues over the wicket, goes wider of off stump, pace on, good pace too, and that was too quick for Chapman. He's trying to play a square drive. It's a dangerous ball, that. Third man is up inside the circle. Only need a little bit of bat on it and that will rush away.
And I think that's why maybe Chapman missed it. Maybe trying to play a little bit too square. He got the width he wanted, just couldn't get bat on it.
So long off, deep point, deep square leg, just backwards, deep mid-wicket and long on. Another 5 back. As Chapman gets a low full toss that he hits. Well, he's trying to hit it square on the onside. It's trickled back past the bowler. And so much so they're going to get home for a very comfortable 2. Glenn Phillips is running like it's the 100-metre final at the Olympics, and no need to. He coasted that. Such as the competitor he is, 192 for 3.
To be fair, he runs like that every time, doesn't he? Any time he thinks there's half a chance of 2. It was a very high full toss. Umpire's just checking to see if it was too high as a no ball, and they've said it's okay. Very marginal.
Yeah, just under waist height, so Stark will change his field. He wants long off up, and he's asked Hazelwood to go back. Crowd full of expectation. Stark and again past the umpire, bowls wide outside of off stump, and a crunching drive picks out deep point. And Cummins is there, a single, 193 for the loss of 3. We're in the 19th over.
You'd have to say great field placement by Australia and Mitch Marsh, because that was hit very hard from Chapman, but it went straight to backward point on the boundary. More importantly, from Australia's point of view, just 1 run. It's a very important last 8 balls, this, Daniel.
It really is.
It's going to decide who takes momentum into the break.
I think the Aussies are going to be delighted with how they've gone from overs 16 onwards. New Zealand were 165 for the loss of 1 after 15. Now 192 in the 19th over. 2 balls remaining. Stark going to bring up fine leg once more. Sorry, that's third man. It's a right-hander, Daniel. Pay attention. Hazelwood comes back inside the circle. Long off. Long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, deep point. The other men out. Phillips, the right-hander, waits for Stark, who goes short, right into his Hadlee place. He swings through the line, hitting on the up, hitting high into the stands. Another 6. Glenn Phillips in on the action. 13 sixes. It's raining 6s in Wellington.
That's as big as we've seen all night tonight, Daniel, just in that area. Length again from Stark. Phillips set up for it and pace-balled it over mid-wicket, and it's gone way back into the crowd. What a wonderful strike.
Last ball of the 19th over, 199 for the loss of 3. Phillips waits for Stark. He goes fuller, he hits upishly through long on. It's going to land just in front. And the single will take New Zealand to 200. The 200 is up. 1 over remains. Stay with us. The conclusion of the New Zealand innings. 1 up after this.
We got a crash on the Monash Freeway outbound before Wellington Road with the emergency lane out of action, and a crash in Docklands on Montague Street outbound under the Westgate Freeway with the right lane closed. If you see anything on the roads, 1300 595 937. GWM's 2023 plate clearance is on now with great deals on brand new selected models starting from $25,990. Drive away. Hurry in, don't miss out. GWM, go with more. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SEN.
Daniel McHardy and Chris Harris calling the cricket from the Cake Tin. Yeah, hate that name, but you got to throw it out. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. 200 on the board, 200 for the loss of 3 on the Chappell scoreboard. Last over, Pat Cummins bowls from the scoreboard end. Wide, full delivery, swatted away 3 extra cover. They got 1. Phillips turns, he falls. And Chapman, though, had already put the hand up, recognising he might struggle coming back to the danger end. But a good start for Cummins, 201 for 3.
Yeah, he's very good. He's so disciplined, Cummins, so good with his variations. And he can bowl a heavy ball. He bowls, we know he can bowl up to 140 Ks, and then he's got a couple of different slower balls as well, and they just seem to come out of his hand more consistent than others. Hence the reason they like using him in the last over.
Just the 5th time New Zealand have gone past 200 in a T20 international against Australia. Here is Cummins again from over the wicket, bowling to Chapman. Short, pace off, pulled away, wide and mid-on. Round comes Maxwell, comfortably stops it hitting the rope, but the New Zealand pair can come back for a pair. 203 for the loss of 3. But fear not to our friends in Australia. Australia once conceded 246 in the T20 international against New Zealand and still won.
Well, I certainly was. They've certainly got the conditions to chase a big total because this surface has been phenomenal.
It was at the basket case at Eden Park, though, which we will head to on Friday and Sunday. Cummins in again from over the wicket, bowling to Chapman. Brilliant death bowling, but even better batting. It's a wide Yorker, and he's just opened the blade, steered it past 2 men inside the 30-metre circle. David Warner sprints off after it. Excellent work from David Warner. He's quick and he's full of commitment. He slides, flicks the ball back in the field of play, much to the annoyance of the New Zealand fans who like giving it to him. They'll come back for. They run 3.
They did.
Gee, that's good running, Harry, isn't it?
It's brilliant bowling from Cummins, but what a wonderful shot from Chapman. Just allowed it to come, played under his eyes, and just ran it between third man and backward point. I'll tell you what, Josh Hazelwood didn't chase Warner or chase behind him. Perhaps should have. But wonderful fielding from Warner.
206 for the loss of 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Tyre Power, big brands, better buys. Cummins bowls to Phillips, short, and he somehow pulls it past short fine leg, down to the fence for 4. Why? Because it's so far outside of off stump. Had to fetch it. Not sure if it's a bottom edge, something, Harry, you can call it. It's 4 runs to New Zealand.
He's actually top-edged it. He's got good height from... And he's just tried to flat bat it over square leg, and it's at the top edge of the bat and just lobbed over Josh Hazelwood at short 45 up inside the ring. As soon as it's bounced, it's just rolled away, almost like it had topspin on it. Just putting the finishing touches on, the icing on the cake, New Zealand, these two.
And your thin little bat back in the day, that would have gone straight up, right? Here's Phillips waiting for Cummins, who bowls from over the wicket. Drags it onside. He's trying to hit it straight down the ground. They should get 2 more, though, and they will, actually very easily in the end. Chapman was a long way down. Head turned and called Phillips home. 212 for the loss of 3. 1 ball remaining.
Yeah, good recovery from New Zealand. Australia had pulled it back. I think you said it was after the 15th over where they just slowed things up a little bit. But these two have been very good. Just wrestled a bit of that momentum back. I think now New Zealand are going to be reasonably happy with this total.
Cummins bowls very wide of off stump, should be called wide. They've actually stolen a run because it was a slow ball. It bounced twice to England, so wide. And then another run means there's extra cricket. Another ball to be bowled, and the New Zealand fans adore it. 214 for 3.
They're cheering because they know they're going to get 1 more ball of what this innings that they've absolutely loved.
They don't want it to end.
But you know New Zealand crowds love it when the New Zealand batters are able to put the Australian bowlers under pressure.
Cummins to finish the innings. Short of a length, slower ball trying to pull, hits the bottom of the bat and deflects out through point. So a tame end to an otherwise thrilling first innings at Sky Stadium. New Zealand, thanks to Conway, Ravindra and Allen with a cameo at the top, have set a very big target at Sky Stadium. 216 the Australians will need to win the opening Chappell Hadlee game. Stay with us. More analysis from Chris Harris on the other side of the break, with the Tyre Power scoreboard reading New Zealand 215 for 3.
If you want to learn about electric vehicles, Kia EV6, EV9 and Nero are available to view and test drive at Werribee Kia. With great drive-away prices, Werribee Kia's biggest EV sale ever is on now. Fantastic finance offers and trade-in deals available. They're ready to pay top dollar for petrol and diesel trade-ins. Go and see Werribee Kia, the proud sponsor of Dwayne's World, Old Geelong Road, Hoppers Crossing. Biggest EV sale on now, werribeekia.com.au. T's and C's apply, LMCT 114.
A little minute.
Here we are live from Sky State. It's loud, it's hard to understand what's going on. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Andrew McHardy, Chris Harris, go. Explain what you've seen in 60 seconds or less.
Phenomenal at the top with Allen and Conway got the absolute perfect start, and then Ravindra came in, struggled a little bit to get started, then got his flow, and then just smashed the Aussies all around the park. I think he hit 6 sixes, and then there was a wee bit of a fight back from Australia, and then a little bit of an icing on the cake with that little cameo from Phillips and Chapman. New Zealand will be absolutely delighted to score 215. The Aussies will put under pressure. This is a good surface, so let's not count our chickens. This is going to be a great chase. This will be a great game.
This will be. Great work, Harry. Allen made 32, Conway 63, Ravindra 68, his first 50 in T20 internationals. Phillips was 19 not out, Chapman 18 not out, 15 extras, including 12 wides. 215 for the loss of 3. Stay with us. Our coverage with Rosine, quality painting colours, perfect for your summer projects, continues live from Sky Stadium after this.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home in Melbourne's southeast. Land now selling from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
Tyre Power gives you the power to save with better buys on big brands, like buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres. Better buys and better for your safety too. Visit tyrepower.com.au.
At AutoFlip, we've flipped the script on selling your car. Forget lowball trade-in offers or weeks of dodgy tyre kickers dropping by. Simply list your car online for free with AutoFlip and have over 1,000 dealers bidding to buy your car. Smart, hey? AutoFlip flips the selling process on its head. Better still, you only pay when you accept the best offer. So don't just sell your car, flip it with AutoFlip. It's the easier, quicker, smarter way to sell your car.
Hi, I'm Patrick Dangerfield. How good is getting out on the water? But what if something happens to your boat or jet ski? You want to know that you can count on your insurance. That's why I choose Club Marine. Boat insurance by people who know boats. Club Marine is Australia's largest provider of boat insurance with more than 50 years experience. So if you're looking for flexible cover options, exclusive member benefits and fantastic claim service, look no further. Get a quote at clubmarine.com.au and discover why boating's just better with Club Marine.
TMD available at clubmarine.com.au. Read the PDS to see if this insurance is right for you.
Mimosa Homes V Collection is redefining what's possible on a budget. With V Collection homes starting from $189K and now includes free site costs. Discover full turnkey options ready to move in, including driveway, landscaping, fencing and more. Build your own personalised quote online. Visit mimosahomes.com.au. Mimosa Homes V Collection, where quality is made affordable. T's and C's apply. V Collection homes only.
Mimosa Homes. It's another great week at 40 Winks. Right now you can get any size mattress for the price of a single. That's right. Get a queen, king or even a super king mattress for the price of a single, plus earn double Qantas points on your purchase. But be quick, the any size plus double Qantas points offer ends Sunday. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. So come and find a bed matched perfectly to you. Go to better sleep at 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
Wild scenes here as kids stage a lunch lockout, demanding grandmother ham in their school lunches. I'm joined now by a mother of one of the children. How do you feel about the lunch lockout?
Well, I hate seeing half-eaten sandwiches, and we all want the best for our kids.
Well, the kids want it, parents want it too. Beat the lunch lockout with Grandmother Ham from Barclay Smokehouse. Ask for Grandmother Ham at your local deli.
Crikey! Save $100 over 5 months on selected Mate unlimited internet plans. Use promo code SAVE20 at checkout. Say goodbye to high bills, make the switch to Mate. But wait, there's more. Bundle internet with a Mate mobile plan on Australia's trusted network and snag a further $10 off per month. That's a total bundle saving of $150 over 5 months. No worries, no hassle. Just pure value with Mate. Visit letsbemates.com.au or search Mate online. Terms and conditions apply.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Henley Mortgage Fund. $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years. All backed by Henley's $7 billion parent company. New Zealand versus Australia on SEN T20 Cricket.
6 more.
He's bowled him! Missed any of the action? Here's your SENZ cricket highlights.
Allen comes down the wicket and hits him out to Karori. It's a huge hit over mid-wicket. 15, 20 rows back. Maxwell bowls to Allen, who repeats the dose. This time it's a better shot. It was wider of off stump. He put the foot down and hit sweetly through the line on one knee and sends the ball sailing south towards the Wellington CBD. Left arm over the wicket, the fiery fast bowler is going to get a wicket here as Allen's dragged it to the onside and is taken right on the 30-metre circle. He drags his length down and that is hit high and all the way from Rachin Ravindra halfway up over mid-wicket. Slides, gathers, throws. Devon Conway has a half-century. Zampa bowls to Ravindra, who hits him high and a long way back. 3/4 the way up the top. A half-century to Rachin Ravindra of just 29 balls. Is hit. This time, the best of the bunch over wide, long on through the air. Similar results. High over deep mid-wicket, who really is a statue in the deepest, David. What an over, Rachin Ravindra. He bowls into the slot. He's hit it out to deep square leg, coming around, making a good catch, tiptoeing around the boundary. Mitchell Stark. Marsh bowling to him. They might get 2 and 2 here, and it might be Stark again. This time it's short third man. He is hit high over square leg by Chapman. He just missed his spot. So a tame end to an otherwise thrilling first innings at Sky Stadium. New Zealand, thanks to Conway, Ravindra and Allen with a cameo at the top, have set a very big target at Sky Stadium. 216 the Australians will need to win. No lack of action in the opening 20 overs of the Chappell Hadlee season 23-24. First of 3 T20 internationals, New Zealand, after winning the toss and deciding to have a bat, have posted a big score. 215 for the loss of 3 wickets. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. My name is Daniel McHardy. Hope you're enjoying our coverage right across SENZ and SEN. Chris Harris, long-time former New Zealand international, alongside me. Chris Harris to reflect on the Australian bowling here for just a moment. He just want to give the full scorecard. Allen made 32 off 17 with 2 4s and 3 6s. Devon Conway, 63 off 46 with 5 4s and 2 6s. Rachin Ravindra, his first T20 half-century, 68 off 35. A story of 2 innings. He really did struggle through the first 10 to 15 balls to get going, but then batted in the highlights the second stage as all the lights go out at Sky Stadium. Here we go. Producer Logan's ready to rock. a classic banger. This doesn't reflect a cricket match. A light show going on. Chris Harris, he's a raver from way back. He's absolutely loving it. Glenn Phillips made 19 off 10. Mark Chapman 18 off 13. Mitchell Stark, 1 for 39 off 4 overs. Hazelwood, none for 36 off 4. None for 32 off 2 for Glenn Maxwell. Cummins, 1 for 43 off 4. Mitch Marsh, 1 for 21 off 3. And Adam Zampa, none for 42 off 3 overs as this light show carries on. You feel like dancing with me?
It's not
really
bad,
a
is it?
dance. Bit of a wave. It's one of those dances at the end, it's just really sweating.
Oh, wow.
What did you learn about bowling on this wicket as the Australians went about their work?
That it's
under a lot of pressure, but never melted, did they?
That it's very, very tough. And what it showed is that in this format, if you get a couple of batters that get in on a good surface and they're prepared to take on even the boundary riders that you've got and the fields that you've set, it's extremely difficult if they get in to stop them, even with the experience that this Australian bowling line has and their ability to bowl different variations and bowl at high heat if they need to as well. When you think, you go through that Australian bowling lineup and the pick of the bowlers was Mitch Marsh. From New Zealand, I thought they played Zampa brilliantly. He's normally a key, and if the seamers don't do it for Australia, normally Zampa comes into those middle overs and picks up wickets and stops the run rate. But New Zealand will look at that and they've almost played the perfect innings. There was just a wee period. This has been really picky of about 3 overs where they didn't make the most of it. They lost a couple of wickets, as you often do. And so you've got to put your hands up for Australia and say they bowled very well in that period where they got rid of Ravindra and Conway within the space of 2 balls. That slowed things up, but New Zealand still got through to 215, and I thought played all the bowlers well. Stark was good at the top, but Mitch Marsh being the pick, and I love the way that New Zealand played Zampa, took him on, and at different stages, New Zealanders were able to put pressure on all the Australian bowlers, which doesn't happen very often. So it doesn't happen very often.
Well, the Ream warm-up. Southey is warming up with Ream. Southey to take on David Warner again. David Warner has enjoyed this contest over the years in all forms of T20 cricket. The strike rate against Tim Southey, well, there or thereabouts 200. Southey has got him a couple of occasions in international T20 cricket. Absolutely love getting him early. It'll be 2 left-handers for Australia. 2 left-handers did the bulk of the damage for New Zealand. It will be Head and Warner. Head on strike will be Tim Southey, though, playing just 1 game of this T20 series before the New Zealand Test captain puts up his boots and has a bit of a rest ahead of the Test. So we're almost ready for the run chase. Our coverage with Resine quality painted colours, perfect for your summer projects. 216 is the target. It will be Southey from over the wicket, bowling a big in-swinger into head, gets an inside edge into the pad, and the crowd goes up as if it's smashed halfway up middle stump. It hasn't.
I was going to say Tim Southey will be really hoping for some swing in that first ball. Has swung back quite a lot. Started well outside off stump and honed into middle stump. A little bit of an inside edge from head onto his pad. But a good start from Southey. He's got a slip in place, mid-wicket, almost catching. Third man's up inside the ring point, cover point, mid-off, mid-on. Deep square leg and a deep fine leg.
Southey really running it hard. He bowls to Ed, who works the ball onto the onside with the bottom hand, trying to muscle it through square leg. Finds Rachin Ravindra and mid-wicket. I had a chuckle while you were making that point because I think whoever is doing the main scoreboard here is a big Black Caps fan because he put up the DRS timer after the first sort of stifle of field where he's clearly hit almost the cover off it. I know Tim Southey can be a little bit trigger happy on the old reviews, but I don't even think he thought about it. 216 is the target, change of field. So he'd shown that he's looking to go onside. So finally he comes up, deep backward square, deep mid-wicket. Ravindra's gone back. Here's Southey, third ball of the run chase. This one's hit powerfully through the mid-wicket region, out towards Rachin Ravindra. Well done, Mitchell Santner and Tim Southey. The first run for the Australians off the bat of Head. It's 1 without loss.
I think it's fair to say we know even without that score that they're chasing, that these two are going to go very, very hard in the first 6 overs. And more importantly now, because they're chasing 216, they have to. New Zealand will know the importance of trying to get early wickets.
So here we go. David Warner on strike. Farewell to us hit New Zealand. The slip was quite wide. Southey rushes in. Miles and dab beautifully by Warner, using the pace, gets it past point. Short third man, Clarkson on debut. He was batting at number 6. He didn't have anything to do with the bat. Well, he's good in the field immediately. Was it? That might have been Adam Milne. My apologies to Milne and the Clarkson family. 3 without loss. Warner immediately off the mark with a nicely manufactured stroke.
Nice control from Warner, wasn't it? Didn't look like he was too hurried or anything. Just went back deep in his crease and just ran it in that gap between backward point and third man.
Warner waits and he's tucked up by Southey, getting a ball to nip back off the seam, and Warner just works it into the square leg region where there is a gap, but the fielder back on the boundary. They can rotate the strike. 4 without loss, 1 ball remaining in the first over. So a bit like Mitchell Stark in the first over of the New Zealand innings, the veteran Tim Southey doing a good job. Noticeable the movement he's getting. The question is, how long will that last? Once it's gone off the middle of the bat a couple of times, the way Travis Head hits it, could be out of shape after 1. Head waits, bat raised high, Southey in. Hard length on off stump, played to backward point. The end of the first over, a good one from Tim Southey, chasing 216. Australia are 4 without loss.
There's been a crash on the Monash Freeway outbound before Wellington Road in the left-hand emergency lane. Very slow going on the approach there. Elsewhere, a crash for Docklands. Montague Street outbound under the Westgate Freeway, blocking the right-hand lane. And a crash in Keysborough, Corrigan Road southbound at Cheltenham Road. Road closures in place at Footscray Road between Docklands Drive and Waterfront Way until March 4. Major delays expected. Detours are in place. Search Big Build for info. And Gary and Tim are back for breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on SEN.
It will be Adam Milne with the new ball from the scoreboard end, the northern end of Sky Stadium. You're listening to SENZ Cricket. Daniel McHardy and Chris Harris. New Zealand have set Australia at 216 to win after posting 215 for the loss of 3. Taking their time to set their field.
Tell you what, that was an excellent first over from Tim Southey, and it'll be just interesting to see if New Zealand look to use as many bowling changes as Australia did in that first 6 overs, where basically it was 1 over spells.
Yeah, I think for the first 7 overs it was. Harry, here's Milne starting, swinging the ball away from Warner, who does very well to extend the bat, actually hit a bottom part of the bat on it, take it to backward point for a single 5 without loss. I'm interested to see how Adam Milne bowls here. Is it flat out Adam Milne, who can be a little bit straight up and down? Well, if Milne pulls his pace back, he can swing it a long way away from left-handers.
Yeah, I think he'll ease into a spell, as we saw in that first ball, bowling very much within himself, that first ball to Warner, and it did swing quite a long way away from the left-hander. I think as he gets into a spell, he will start to try and put the afterburners on and get the pace up.
He's away from us, turns, moves past umpire Knights and bowls, and Head has hit him just wide of Southey at mid-on. I mean by a metre or 2. It will creep out towards the boundary as Head's looking to go onside again, but that just cramped him up. He'll come back for 2. He moves to 3, 7 without loss, but certainly not without risk.
It was so close to Southey, you wondered if a dive was worth it. It was worth an effort. It was so close. He was thinking about it, but decided not to. It was mishit by Travis Head, but hit hard enough that it just looped over Tim Southey at mid-on.
This athletic run-up of Milne from over the wicket, goes past the outside edge of Head's back. His Head's looking skyward. He's tried to hit this onside. He's tried to hit this through square leg, and it's, 6th stump line, moving further away outside of off?
I think that's his preference. When he looks to go big, he looks to go leg side. Don't get fooled too much too early, New Zealand, because we saw this a little bit in the New Zealand innings. A few player misses from that length. It's just back of a length around, or just wide of off stump.
Tidy enough start from Adam Milne. 3 runs conceded off his first 3 balls. He's got a slip who's quite wide. Short fine leg up. And he goes past the outside edge of Travis Head. This one keeps a little bit lower. Again, movement away from the left-hander. He's trying to cut. And doesn't collect a run. 7 without loss. Great to have your company, especially those listening SEN across the Australia network. Remember, Henley Homes, Australian Summer of Cricket. Henley Mortgage Fund, $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years, all backed by Henley's $7 billion parent company.
I was getting into his work now at a Melbourne. That last one was at 138 Ks.
Head weights, batting on leg stump, slightly open stance. Bat raised nice and high from over the wicket. He tries to hit uppishly over mid-wicket. It's a Skyer, rushing back. Rachin Ravindra won't get there. It pitches, good batsman. It's like a little 9-iron into the green. No control whatsoever from Ed, as he just swiped across the line, and Australia very lucky to be 9 without loss. New Zealand opening pair asking a lot of questions.
And I think he partly got away with this because originally I think Ravindra thought it had gone more up in the air and started peeling backwards, running backwards, and then realised it had travelled a bit further and tried to turn and chase it. Just again, enough on it from Head. And it went over mid-wicket as we see a change in the field, and a mid-wicket now does go back to the boundary as Ravindra goes back there and third man comes up inside the ring.
Reminds me of a tennis player just trying to smash a return of serve. As Head at the moment shuffles across the street, stumps and gets a healthy outside edge that flies just to the left of third man, front of the fence for 4. A boundary to end the over. Head advances Australia's score to 11 without loss after 2 overs, Aaron.
Yeah, he was unlucky at a Milne. It was a pretty well bowled first over. He changed the field because he knew Head was looking to go mid-wicket, and actually that was a genuine outside edge where Head was looking to go through extra cover, outside half of the bat, and unfortunately for Milne and New Zealand, it went right in that gap between third man and backward point. And when it was delivered at 140 Ks, it was always going to flash to the boundary, and it did very quickly. So Head 9 from 9.
There's a big barrel boundary where mates look after mates of the innings. 13 without loss, chasing 216 for victory. A noticeable movement for both the New Zealand quicks. And we're going to see a change of bowling. Lockie Ferguson coming to bowl some heat. Well, that's what the New Zealand fans want. We'll sort of stop-start summer with a few injuries.
I don't think Australia will mind this either.
He's roaring in from the city end, and Warner driving up towards the New Zealand captain. We sat the fields, no run. So deep square leg, that's Clarkson, just behind square, and third man. Fine leg up inside the circle.
From Australia's point of view, they have not struggled with the swing of Southey and Milne, but it does make it more difficult. They know with Ferguson it's going to be quick, but it's going to be straight.
Yeah, gun barrel straight from Ferguson. And a little false start. I'm not sure David Warner was ready, so we'll paint the complete picture with the field. So Conway is keeping in this game. Third man, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, short fine leg. There's inside the circle, and the other outside of Clarkson, a deep backward square. Ferguson bowls from over the wicket. That's wide outside of off stump. Should be called wide. It isn't. Backing away was David Warner. Yes, Chris Harris, but that's a wide. Is it not?
I think that's what saved him. I think if Warner had stayed where he was, that probably would have been called wide. The ball was delivered at 141 Ks. But because Warner gave himself a little bit of room, I think Wayne Knight gave him the benefit of the doubt and said, look, it's ball line. I'm going to give this one to the bowler. Another change in the field.
Third man comes up, deep backward point. Goes back to deep backward point. Obviously, specialist position, third man to deep backward point. You need a rotation. Here's a nasty lifting delivery into the ribcage of David Warner, who's done very well to work the ball on the onside, runs up the middle of the pitch, and while he's running the run, pats the part of the surface where the ball bounced whilst looking at Lockie Ferguson. Ever the entertainer, 14 without loss.
Yeah, trying to save time, Dave Warner. Just got in a little bit of an awkward position. I think he thought it was going to bounce a bit higher, and his weight started to go back and his head came up and his eyes went off it, but he was good enough just to control it and help it down on the leg side.
Ferguson building up, head of steam early. He bowls to Head, who pulls him away powerfully. 4-6. It's just crept over the deep mid-wicket boundary. She's a good player. That's it, high on the bat, Harry. He's got that nowhere near the middle, but he's found Australia's first 6 as Australia moved to 20 without loss on the Taipei scoreboard in the third over.
Yeah, he shows his power here, Travis Head. He got the length that he wanted. He was sitting deep in the box looking to go to that mid-wicket region. didn't hit it off the middle of the bat, but so strong. It's carried all the way for 6. And again, another change as that backward point now comes up inside the ring on the offside. And New Zealand go for a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg.
Understandable. Head's looking to access the onside. He's backing outside of leg and he's cramped up. He nudges it to mid-wicket. And as the modern way, the bowler sprints off after it. Does the fielding actually at forward square leg.
That's the fastest I've seen him move in the field for a while, Lockie Ferguson. He not only chased after it hard, he slid around it, picked it up and fired it over the top to Conway. Great bit of fielding.
147.5k. No wonder Travis Head looked a little bit hurried.
That was good pace. He does look as though he's got a head of steam up, doesn't he? He's charging in from the city end.
Oh, he looks up and says, Australian green and gold. That would get the juices flowing. Lockie Ferguson coming flying in from the city end, bowling it to Warner. A little pace-off delivery to start push to backward point with fielding inside the circle. New Zealand do move well. Down to the right was Clarkson. The end of the over after 3. Australia are 21 without loss.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Hanley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Hanley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Hanley.com.au.
The McNugget Buddies are back at Macca's, so unleash your inner kid and grab a Kerwin Frost box with your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets, plus a medium or large fries and drink today. Available after 10:30am for a limited time while stocks last. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
International cricket with Rosine, the Payne Kiwis Trust, Daniel McHardy alongside Chris Harris. Australia are 21 without loss after 3. On the Tyre Power scoreboard, chasing 216 for victory. Adam Milne to continue from the scoreboard end. Bowls to Head, whipped outside of off stump, and he just smashes. Hits through the line. The right leg's well outside of leg stump, but his hand-eye is so good. A scorching boundary for Travis Head, 25 without loss.
Yeah, wonderful shot from Head. This time Milne probably got the ball where he wanted, but Head gave himself a little bit of room. The right foot, which is front leg, went to the leg side, just opened up that offside and hit through it. Wonderful strike. So strong, so difficult to bowl to when he's in this sort of form. You give him a bit of room, he slashes through the offside. Give him length, he goes leg side.
He waits for Adam Milne, who continues from over the wicket. He beats him outside of off stump. He's just had a lovely stroke through the offside. And again, he's going onside. Almost before the ball's bowled, Harry. He's got deep mid-wicket, deep backward square out. And he's nowhere near hitting that, as it again keeps a little bit low, but it's the swing away from the left-hander.
A little bit quicker from Milne then as well, 142.
It's only going to hit the bottom of the bat, isn't it?
But you're absolutely right. I mean, it was almost the identical ball to the previous one that he hit beautifully over extra cover. But he's just got this tendency when he wants to go big, he looks to go leg side.
I'll reiterate, the two men protecting the onside. He shuffles across the stumps and then is cramped up, but somehow plays a glorious cut for 4. That looked like it was going to hit him his back hip. And then got the bat down and on the last and found a way to slice it through the infield for another 4.
He's got beaten by the pace here, but just got enough bat on it. And his one hand's come off the bat and he's almost just throwing the bat at the ball. That came down to 145.3 Ks. And at that pace, if you don't hit the fielder, it's going to race away, and it did. 24 off 14 now, Head.
No wonder Adam Milne just laughed to himself. So a good start now for Australia. A base for which to work. Come on, chasing this big target. Although Head's hit it straight up. Retreating back is Tim Southey. Bucket hands, takes an absolute gem over his shoulder. 2 hands, followed it all the way, and Travis Head must go. New Zealand have the breakthrough, and the very dangerous, the ultra dangerous Travis Head departs Sky Stadium.
Outstanding catch from Tim Southey. It looked easy from up here, but it was going over his shoulder. He was going back almost at full pace. It came over his head. He put both hands out, and he was even delighted to hold on to it as he held the ball up in his left hand to say, I've got it, guys. Wonderful, wonderful catch and a big breakthrough for New Zealand. Well bowled, Adam Milne.
Travis Head caught Southey, bowled Milne for 24 off 15. He hit 3 4s and 1 6. So 4 boundaries in our big barrel boundary count. Big range, bigger deals. Mitchell Marsh arrives at number 3.
Another dimension for New Zealand now. All of a sudden, they've gone from 2 left-handers where they were changing the field a lot. Now they've got the left-right-hand combination of Marsh and Warner. And we all know how powerful Mitchell Marsh is. New Zealand will be very keen to make it difficult for him to start. Such a dangerous player.
Yes, it's crushed New Zealand spirits in the past as this player, no doubt about it. He arrives with the scoreboard reading 29 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
I just like the power that the Australian top order looks. You've got Mitch Marsh, and then straight afterwards you've got Glenn Maxwell, so they've got like power to boot at that top of the order.
I like the power New Zealand's returning with. Pace, Mill, Ferguson, genuine pace. Here's a big swinger into the pads. That's Pom in front, surely. No, maybe a bit of bat. I'd like to see this one. It swung a long way. Adam Milner's looking around going, are we going to review? He's absolutely determined. He's certain this is at the front pad, then the back pad.
I think it swung too much, Daniel. It swung so much. I think it's going down the leg side. But you've got to go up, and he is. He's got convinced to go up, I think. Mitchell sat there and he's gone for the review. But it swung and it was quick.
What a buzzsaw.
Review for LBW.
That's Walker.
Is not out.
Wasn't it?
Check the bowler's feet.
It is bent back in. Very late and sharply so. What a delivery to get first up.
That's like the tennis ball in the backyard with half the tape on it.
Get the tape on. So let's look, Harry. Tell me what you see. Perfect scene presentation. Oopsin.
Too much swing.
Okay.
Oh, it has.
Probably has. Could I have Ultra Edge, please, just confirming any bat involved? It doesn't appear to be.
It's definitely going down the leg side.
Ultra Edge coming up on a flat line. There's a gap on the left-hand side.
It's hit.
Thank you. There is
halfway between ankle and knee. So that's why it looks
stump.
so good for the naked eye. But I think Harry's picked this perfectly. This has swung too much.
Pitching outside off impacted line and wickets.
It is. It's swung an absolute mile. It's missed by, what, 2 or 3 balls?
Signal now.
He was pleading with the umpire to give it out because I think he knew that Australia might have...
Good umpiring, Sean Haig.
They might have reviewed it as well, and it's such an advantage if you get it in your favour because you get the umpire's call, but that swung so much it was missing. Adam Milne still can't believe it. He's saying to Tim Southey, that wasn't missing. In his eyes, it was hitting middle halfway up.
Well, Milne, as I said at the top, Milne tends to drop his pace just a touch to get that swing, but that looked like that was both. Pace and prodigious movement back into the right-hander. That hasn't woken Mitch Marsh up. Nothing will. He waits. He sees Milne charging in again. Bowls back of a length and he leaves alone outside of off stump, and that is taken shoulder height by Devon Conway. Really good over from Milne. They got rid of head at 29 for 1.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. When National Tiles Trade Club members need an urgent delivery, we get it to them within 2 hours absolutely free. Yes, National Tiles Trade Club members get urgent deliveries within 2 hours absolutely free. So if you're a professional tiler, join the National Tiles Trade Club now for massive savings on tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools, and now free urgent deliveries. Conditions apply.
International cricket with Racine, the Paint Kiwis Trust chasing 216 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Australia find themselves 29 for the loss of 1 after 4. They've lost Travis Head, Cord Southey, bowled Milne of 20 for 24. Southey back into the attack, bowling from the city end, and a top edge from David Warner. I think it's at the bat and then the helmet and ballooned over Devon Conway down to the fence for 4. 33 for 1.
A little bit unlucky from Tim Southey. It's a good bouncer at good height, and Warner's gone after it and tried to clear the square leg boundary with a pull shot. He's just got a little bit of a top edge. Just gone past his visor as it's flicked the top edge of the bat and flown over Conway's head. 2 bounces for 4. Australia won't care how they come as long as they come. They need lots of boundaries in this first 6 overs.
Yeah, they do. And New Zealand had some slices of luck early in their innings. Pace off delivery from Southey. The key is the line. It's so tight to Warner. All he can do is work it to the onside for a single to take Australia's total to 33 for 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Tim Southey will be so keen to get his length right for Mitch Marsh. He knows how much of a big wicketer he is, and with it still swinging, He knows if he can get it in good areas, gives him an opportunity. He won't want to make it too easy for him to start. Third man, point, cover point.
So Marsh survived a big LBW shout in the first ball he faced from a fired-up Adam Milne. Chris Harris has just offered me a plethora of lollies. Being a ball-by-ball guy that he sometimes is, Harry's laughing because he knows I can't have it. He is. Marsh hitting on the up. Nice stroke. Top of the bounce. He was with the outside of off stump. Just trusted his hands to go through the ball. 37 for the loss of 1. Marsh off the mark with his first big barrel boundary where mates look after mates.
That's what he'll look for from Tim Southee. There's any width, any opportunity to go. It's outside up. He'll look to throw his hands through. We know how powerful he is. Tim Southee, she's got to get a little bit tighter. New Zealand now put a slip in play. I know how important this wicket is. And a man out for that particular shot. Deep backward point.
Southee's had success against Marsh over the years, got him out a couple of times in T20 internationals, but also kept a strike rate at 100. 23 from 23 in past games all told. He bowls leg side into the bands of Marsh, who's hit him high. I mean, very high, and it will drop down at a great rate of knots, 2/3 of the way up at deep backward square. A towering blow for 6 off the bat of the Australian skipper. It's 40 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
So powerful. It didn't even look like he tried to hit it hard. He just picked it up with a length, and it absolutely flew. And that's as big as any of the New Zealand sixes that were hit. That's gone 20 rows back. Such a strong player on his legs. 10 from 4.
The altitude that went. That climbed. Then re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. Nearly landed on top of 5 cops watching. Southee replies with a good bit of bowling, a little cutter into the thigh pad of Marsh. Balloons to the onside. They've got a leg by for it. 44 for the loss of 1. We're on the 5th over.
And it feels as though Australia have got a little bit of a flyer, but they were certainly behind when New Zealand found themselves at the same stage. They'll be aware of that, Australia, and they'll keep firing shots at this New Zealand bowling attack.
Warner on 10, Marsh on 11. Head the batter out for 24. Southee has 1 ball remaining, and this is the 5th over. None for 20. Southee from over the wicket in the city end, bowling it to Warner. Short pole 6, flat 2, maybe 2 or 3 rows back. The not long boundaries square at Sky Stadium. And David Warner doesn't need an invitation to get on the act. 50 is up for Australia. 50 for the loss of 1 after 5.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. Tyre Power stores are owned by local families who understand the cost of living pressures. We're here to help you save on your tyres. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 1321 91 for your local independent owner.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Henley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Henley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Henley.com.au.
International cricket from SENZ with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Chris Harris alongside me, Daniel McHardy. 51 for the loss of 1, 5 overs into the Australian run chase. At the very same stage, New Zealand were 58 without loss. So, after being peaked down, Head got away, then they got rid of Travis Head. Mitch Marsh has got off to a bit of a flyer, and David Warner now getting in on the act. And Lockie Ferguson back into the attack. First time from the scoreboard end, bowling it to Marsh, who's beaten for pace as the ball balloons out onto the onside. What an inside edge onto pad. No, leg by is the call. Good start for Lockie Ferguson in his second over. Went for 8 off his first. It's 52 for the loss of 1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Well, you said you were quite happy with what New Zealand were doing with the pace that they were taking on this Australian top order. And we're not going to see it any more so than at this end now with Lockie Ferguson, who almost got to very close to 150 in his first over from the other end.
Yeah. Warner beat Ferguson. Very wide stance. 2-wide stance from Warner. He goes across his stumps, but following him was Ferguson and went past the outside edge as he tried to roll it past the Shoddy and short third man. Quality bowling from Lockie Ferguson.
Yeah.
Was that the first attempt of the Mexican wave?
There was a poor attempt.
Yeah, this game doesn't need it, does it? Seriously, 216 is the target. Australia off to a pretty good start. We did say earlier this, it just feels like one of those Chappell Hadlee series. Seen so many great contests, especially on this side. The Tasman. There's Ferguson in again. Bowls with great pace. Hits the bottom edge of David Warner's bat. He's trying to crunch a back foot square drive, and it's gone straight to Sodi at short third man.
I almost feel like that's come off the end of the bat.
I know.
It's absolutely flowing to Ish Sodi at short third man. And we talked about him almost getting to 150. Well, he just has. That ball was 149.7, but literally 150 k's an hour. That's quick.
Round it up, Harry.
I normally do.
Yeah. 52 for the loss of one on the Tyre Power scoreboard as Ferguson in again from over the wickets. Lovely shot off the back foot from Warner through mid-off. Santner slides, gathers, won't prevent them coming back for a second. As Warner moves to 18. Sweaty bowler David Warner. Chris Harris, if you're Lockie Ferguson, if you're blessed with 150k, he's gone across the crease on a couple of occasions. Ferguson's already left the top of his marks. Hold that thought. He bowls from over. Pull, that's gone up to deep mid-wicket. Man running back, won't take the catch. Rachin Ravindra cannot repeat what Tim Southey did. Very similar, running back from inside the 30-metre circle. And I don't know about you, Chris Harris. I was not at all convinced he would get anywhere near it, and he did not.
No, he just didn't get there quick enough, did he? Just didn't get in position. But that was a good area from Lockie Ferguson. He talked about where to bowl to David Warner. He got to bowl a heavy length around or just outside off stump. Ravindra should have done better there.
So Warner survives. Ferguson bowls a low full toss that's driven into the covers for no run. Gets away with one there. Stands, looks at David Warner. Frustrated Lockie Ferguson. Thought he should have his man. He did not. The end of the over. Back with more.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home in Melbourne's southeast. Land now selling from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's. Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
International cricket from Sky Stadium with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis trust. New Zealand setting Australia 216 for victory. After the power play, Australia are 56 for the loss of one. New Zealand was 67 for the loss of one at the same stage of their innings. And Mitchell Santner is into the attack. Bowling from the city end, man who so often just comes in once the power play is over, and a man who has just been so miserly in T20 cricket in recent times. Maybe lagging the wickets in recent games. He starts bowling to Marsh, who's driven into the covers. A crowd catch put down by Southey. Crowd sounds disappointed. It was always on the bounce. A single to Marsh. He's 12. It's 57 for one on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
I love this from Mitch Santner. Skipper taking on that very tough last over of the power play. He's taken it on himself. I like that. We know Australia are going to come very hard. Perhaps an opportunity for New Zealand to break this partnership, because both Warner and Mitch Marsh will look to take Santner on.
The battles within a battle. I find that the Mitch Marsh-Mitchell Santner one truly fascinating. Marsh has had a lot of success against him, scoring at a very good rate. A lot of people can say that. David Warner starts with a slog sweep of Mitchell Santner, and it's high into the stands, 6 or 7 rows back. These square boundaries are so inviting, and David Warner dispatches Mitchell Santner. A big barrel boundary where mates look after mates at 63 for one.
A great shot, and David Warner trying to give back to New Zealand what Ravindra was giving to Zampa. So tough for Mitchell Santner to bowl to the left-handed David Warner when he knows he's looking to clear the rope. Got to get your length right.
So Santner starts on the back heels as Warner goes after him, and he drops one down, and that's just a buffet ball, and David Warner's too good a player. He rocks back and smashes the New Zealand captain into the stands for 6 runs. And in two balls, he's got as many runs off Mitchell Santner as he has in all the other T20 internationals he played against him combined.
You asked me where to bowl to him. Well, I tell you what, that's where you don't bowl to him. Don't bowl short. I'd much rather see him have to slog sweep you for 6 rather than just sit back and pull you easily over mid-wicket.
So Santner from over the wicket goes faster, wider of off stump. Good retort as Warner picks out cover, playing off the back foot. I was trying to paint that picture of Warner, strangely, with the left arm spinner spinning back into him, has struggled at times against Santner when Marsh has dominated. But I think Warner's has come out first. I need to dictate to Mitchell Santner. He's a good bowler, Santner, but he's under pressure here, and he bowls very full of length, dug out. Great response. That's hard to get away.
And to be fair, I'm giving him credit for bowling the last over the power play. Of course, the power play's already finished. This is actually the 7th over.
Yeah, no one likes to correct him, Harry, but I'm glad you've corrected yourself. Back over the wicket, Santner bowling to Warner, who tries to hit him over the onside. Man coming in from long on. Surely will take the catch. It does! David Warner goes! He tried to hit Santner for a third, 6 of the over, but he skied it softly and coming in and taking a fairly regulation catch. The man at long on, I think it may have been Chapman. And David Warner must depart Sky Stadium for the last time. He's gone for 32.
Sorry, huge wicket for New Zealand. David Warner just starting to look so dangerous. Back-to-back 6s. And you can hear the crowd, the opposite reaction to what Ravindra got. Very unjust.
He blows a kiss, waves to the crowd. Well, David, you've headbutted the line for a long time in your career. New Zealand fans have enjoyed it, and even Parker waits. The jungle, the concrete jungle awaits on Friday and Sunday. He is an entertainer. I must admit, everyone's got an opinion on when he's in the middle and there's a white ball involved, you can't take your eyes off David Warner. He's that type of player, and New Zealand will be thrilled to see the back of him. And the reaction the fans gave him, just a sign of how dangerous. They know how dangerous he is.
He's a phenomenal cricketer in all formats, and he's had a fantastic career. And like you said, when he's in and going, you just can't not watch. Well, so, what a partnership we've got now.
Yeah, what a breakthrough for New Zealand. Santner went for a couple of 6s, pulled it back brilliantly, the New Zealand captain. 1 for 13 off that over. So 69 for the loss of 2 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Tyre Power, the trusted tyre expert. So it's going to be spin at both ends. It's Sodhi. Right arm leg spin up, bowling to Mitch Marsh. He's got long off, long on back. Deep mid wicket, deep square leg, deep cover 2. Sodhi, quick to the crease. He bowls short, luckily for him. It doesn't get up that high. Marsh can't actually get underneath it, just slaps it to deep square leg for a single. Quite a warm-up delivery, shall we say. 70 for the loss of 2 in the 8th over.
Sodhi will say that was a quicker backspinner that just didn't bounce, but it just skidded on that surface, and we've seen that a couple of times tonight. Just the ball skid through and stay down a wee bit.
Glenn Maxwell, wasn't his night with the ball. He bowled the 3rd over, went for 20. Really struggled in the power play as Finn Allen took a liking to him. And Glenn Maxwell's not ready, puts the hand up, just backs away as this Sodhi was running towards the crease. And with a cap on. It's Maxwell in at number 4. The most feared players in all of the game. 70 for 2. He starts with a cut stroke to a very wide but full ball, so hitting bottom edge, just dribbles out into the offside. Maxwell get off the mark immediately. 71 for the loss of 2 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
You can almost see Maxwell when he faces up, surveying the gaps in the outfield and where his boundary options are, and he's just walked to the crease. It's the type of dynamic player that he is. He's very dangerous for New Zealand if he gets in.
Marsh on strike. He's on 13. He drives to the onside. He can hit straight but drags it to the Energizer Bunny, who's Glenn Phillips, who throws. Will come back for a comfortable single. So after dragging the first one down, as Sodhi seems to found his release point.
I think that full length's certainly better for these two players. You want them having to hit you to the biggest boundaries, which is certainly straight here at Sky Stadium.
Maxwell surveying the offside field because he's going to reverse hit over short third man, down to the fence for 4. Signposted, wasn't it, Harry? The way all he was doing was scanning to the offside, and he's got it up and over short third man. My apologies. Just short fine leg for a lefty.
Yeah, just the second ball is spaced as well, and that's the type of player, and that's why I said he's so dynamic. He just takes you on. Well, normally from ball 1, but in this instance from ball 2. Such a classy player. Certainly can hit you all around the ground, whether left or right-handed.
Then again, another attempted reverse sweep. Gets a bottom edge, takes it past short third man, long chase. They'll come back for 2. So Glenn Maxwell, who's seen a lot of Isodi over the years and had a lot of success too. He's gone out to him a couple of times, but he's striking about 150 against Isodi. He clearly has a plan here. Question is, can Isodi sort of handle it? Handle the pressure that Maxwell's going to apply on him. 78 for the loss of 2 as they come back for 2. Maxwell 7, Marsh 14. The target is 216. The Tyre Power scoreboard. Leg spinner, top of his mark. Maxwell gets a short out yourself ball, and he smashed it for 6. There are rank long hops, and then there's that extraordinarily poor ball to end the over. Australia now 84 for 2.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Henley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Henley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Henley.com.au.
SEN Tyre Power Tipping is back. Tip your way to win weekly prizes and $5,000 for the season's top tipper with over 20 grand in prizes. Plus bragging rights against your mates. SEN Tyre Power Tipping. Sign up at tipping.sen.com.au.
Mitchell Stantner to start the new over, bowling from the city end, and he drags his length down, and Mitchell Marsh just smashes it high over mid-wicket, flat, halfway up. Gee, New Zealand have bowled too many looseness to 2 sensational hitters, and Marsh murders another one. 90 for the loss of 2. We're on the 9th over. Game on here, Harry.
2 great players of slow bowling, and I'll tell you what, they're not going to die wondering. Any opportunity, they're looking to clear the fence.
Marsh waits and hits one over extra cover. Couple of bounces into the fence for 4. It spun, it bounced, but he just rocked back and trusted himself to hit it over the inner ring. Out to the fence for 4. The Aussies are running hot with Ream. Except nothing less than Australia's best with Ream. It's now 94 for 2.
Terrific batting. We saw the 6, and then he had to wait, and he's gone over extra cover, a bit like Maxwell, the 2 reverse sweeps, and then a poor ball from Sodhi in the last over.
Captain v captain, short wide outside of off stump, spinning, bouncing further away, hard to actually hit it, and he's found extra cover, and there's no run.
It's normally his go-to, Mitchell Stantner. When he's under pressure, he normally goes slower and wider of off stump.
From around the wicket to the right, Andrew bowls a low full toss, whacked away through mid-wicket. Just a single, 95 for the loss of 2.
Be interested to see what Maxwell does. So that was a terrific piece of batting in the last over against Sodhi. Just be interested to see if he has a similar plan for Stantner. So difficult to bowl to a guy that can bat left or right-handed, play the reverse sweep, and play with the orthodox sweep as well.
He had 26s already, Harry. He had 28.4 overs. Stantner from around the wicket bowls a low full toss. Maxwell just hits him back over his head, down to the fence for 4 more. This is very poor from the New Zealand spinners. That is, again, very generous of spirit, shall we say.
No, it's just him trying to mix up the pace because he knows how dangerous he is. You've got to try and bowl good balls and force him to play good shots. That's just bad bowling.
None for 28 off 1.5 overs. Mitchell Stantner generally is the key man in the middle overs for New Zealand, but he is. I'd like to see a spray chart. It's been everywhere. He's going to bowl to Maxwell, who waits. Good bowling on around off stump, spinning further away. Maxwell has to check off the front foot to go back. Gets a single. Quality batting as he nudges it into the point region. 9 overs gone. Australia humming along now. 100 for the loss of 2.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home in Melbourne's southeast. Land now selling from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
WD-40 helps fix almost anything. That's why they're passionate about repairing, not replacing. Sign up to WD-40's Repair Challenge. Show off your repair project and you could share in $4,000 worth of prizes. Visit WD-40.com.au.
Australia 100 on the board after just 9 overs. So our scoreboard reads Australia 100 for the loss of 2. Australia exactly where they want to be, Chris Harris.
Yeah, they're in the box seat now, Australia, with these two going. And a little bit of a surprise this showed to continue from Mitch Santner. It's poor first over by his account.
He starts with Maxwell going right across the stumps and trying to manufacture something. Hits the pad, so a dot ball, but he's tried to access the onside after going with the reverse hits in the first over that he faced against Sodhi.
Great response from Sodhi. That's a good ball around just wide of off stump.
The last 3 overs, Australia have taken 13, 15 and 16 off the New Zealand spinners. And here is a wide that's lucky to land on the pitch, Harry, outside of off stump. These New Zealand spinners are feeling that. It's only 14 degrees in Wellington. It feels about 41 in the middle, I'm sure.
That's just the pressure that, well, Marsh, but particularly Maxwell put on you, because you just know he's coming after you. You're trying to outthink him.
Sodhi bowls again. Better line and length. Maxwell dances back and chops away back with a point to Ravindra for a single. 101 for the loss of 2. Just listen to the atmosphere inside Sky Stadium. There's a lot of nervous fans. Good crowd in. Be pushing, 25,000?
It's a great crowd. I tell you what, I think they sense too how important this partnership is for both teams. If New Zealand can break it.
Sodhi bowling to Marsh. He's not going to break it here because, again, it's well wide of off stump. Lucky to hit the surface. Fish Sodhi's auditioning to see 4 overs bowled tonight. Halfway through, he might not be getting a call back. He bowls again. Better, googly, wider of off stump, trying to drive as Marsh past the inside edge. Acknowledge good bowling when I see it. 103 for the loss of 2. It remains on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Yeah, I like that length much better from Sodhi. It was the wrong one as well. Just came back at Marsh, and Marsh just trying to overhit it down the ground, but beaten in the air and off the surface by Sodhi.
Tall, powerful man Marsh waits for Sodhi. Goes back. Play him nicely off the back foot. Gee, it scorches off his bat. You just think that's a bunt into the covers for a single. Milne actually had to race to his right to prevent it from reaching the rope. 104 for the loss of 2. We're in the 10th over. The target is 216.
I've seen a couple of wides from Sodhi this over, but it just feels like he's working on a plan and he just has a little bit more control.
Right, what mind games is Maxwell going to go with this time? Regulation, slog, sweep, big breaking leg break, beats him through the air and off the pitch, and Maxwell then gesticulates towards the surface as if it's, a day for Bunsen burner. It's not. Little bit of turn, just kept it a little bit low more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's a look at the surface. So, well, it didn't stay down for the New Zealanders. But to be fair, the odd one did, I thought.
104 for the loss of 2. Last ball of the 10th over. Last ball will be at the halfway stage. Short, pulled away. 6. Gee, he's so quick to get into position. And then Sodhi, he kicks the turf. Understandably so. Another expensive over from the New Zealand leg spinner. And Australia, chasing 216, are in a very good position at the halfway stage. They are 110 for the loss of 2. As drinks are coming onto the field, time for our Open Country drinks break. Open Country delivering you a summer of New Zealand's best cricket with the Black Caps.
Hey you. Right now you're listening to a radio ad about DAB Plus radio on the radio. Think about it. It's like the cells inside your brain that's inside your head that's on top of your body are informing you that you can listen to this station in digital quality on a DAB Plus radio for free or on a smart speaker. Discover the auditory awesomeness of more radio within the radio. Search DAB Plus and listen now.
SENZ.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Henley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Henley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Henley.com.au.
We're turning up the heat as the 2024 Sportsbet Pakenham Cup goes under lights for the first time on Friday, March 15. Bring the family for a night packed with exciting racing action and entertainment for everyone. For more information and tickets, visit packcup.com.au.
SENZ.
Welcome to Officer Fields, your new home in Melbourne's southeast. Land now selling from $467,000. Officer Fields, life as it should be. Register your interest now at officerfields.com.au.
Want to build a new home but need to move in now? Henley has fixed price completed homes and townhomes ready to buy with premium inclusions in the best locations. Get the Henley Everyday Advantage. Buy a completed home and move in now. Henley.com.au.
Guy Stadium, including in the SENZ commentary box, Chris Harris has got up. He's done a few... That wasn't attempted a dance.
Sort of. I'm just trying to keep loose.
Trying to keep loose.
I'm feeling nervous, the energy.
Why not?
I'll tell you what, Australia in the box seat for me. The way these two are going and the pressure they're putting on New Zealand and the position they find themselves halfway through the innings, this is exactly where they want to be.
So chasing 216 on the Tyre Power scoreboard, Australia. 110 for the loss of 2 at the halfway stage. Head gone for 24 off 15. Warner made 32 off 20. But Mitch Marsh, 26 off 15, 2 4s, 2 6s. And Glenn Maxwell, 25 off 10 with 2 4s and 2 6s. They have towelled the New Zealand spinners. In 4 overs, Santner and Sodhi have gone for 54 runs. 54 of the 110 as the Open Country drinks break wraps up. Open Country delivering you with some of New Zealand's best cricket with the Black Caps. It's going to be Lockie Ferguson, his third over. Immediately after drink starts with pace, short, fizzes past Marsh and tries to hook him away, but is beaten all ends up. Good start. Ferguson has none for 12 off 2.1 overs.
Well,
gone early.
It's no reason that, you can understand why New Zealand have gone back to pace after reading those stats out. The spinners really have, by their standards, bowled poorly and been hurt by the Australians. So, of course, Mitch Santner goes back to one of his speedsters, Lockie Ferguson, who's bowling with great rhythm tonight, good pace.
Continuing from the city end, he bowls again. Short, pulled away nicely through forward of square leg. Out to Phillips in the deep. Sort of bobbles the initial, gets up, throws hurriedly. Completely turned their back on coming back for a second. So all that stress from Phillips was for nothing. 1-1-1 for the loss of 2 on the Tyre Power scoreboard, chasing 216. New Zealand, after 10 overs, Harry, with 97 for 1. So Australia with 13 runs ahead at that stage, having lost just 1 more wicket. I can understand why you think they're in the box seat. Still Inglis, David Matthew, bowlers to come, plenty of batting below. And they'll need it because Ferguson has gone through Glenn Maxwell with a peach. It's nipped back, it's at the top of off. Bye-bye, Glenn, says Lockie Ferguson. He goes, bowled for 25, 111 for 3.
Massive breakthrough for New Zealand. Terrific bowling from Lockie Ferguson. Absolute peach. Perfect line and length. Just hitting the top of middle and off. Beautiful bowling. And it's really got New Zealand back in this game after the drinks break. Maxwell on his way back for 25 from just 11 balls. 2 4s and 2 6s. It's even again now, Daniel.
Nothing beats gas. A bit of gas. A great leveller. Even against one of the more attacking players going around. When you bowl at Lockie Ferguson's pace, everything's a little bit uncomfortable. And he's just beat him on the inside edge. It's flicked the backhand and hit the stumps. So Josh Inglis comes out. Right-hander replaces a right-hander. And this crowd surging again after being rather nervous when Australia were flying along. Lockie Ferguson. He is heating up. He's running hot with Ream. Ream manufacturer in Australia for over 80 years. Here is Ferguson from over the wicket. Lifting delivery down the leg side. He goes up for a caught behind. Arms go out. It's one of those, let's try and bluff the umpire. Chris Harris is Ferguson and Conway combined. Good pace down the leg side. Good carry, but a wide nonetheless. 112 for 3.
I don't think New Zealand have got any reviews left, have they? You only get one, don't you, in a T20, Daniel?
They burnt one.
Yeah, they did. Adam Milne, LBW. Oh, so they got one more. Tell you what, that was a terrific ball to Maxwell, though. It's a type of ball as a quick bowler you want to bowl just on the top of off. Got it absolutely right, Lockie Ferguson.
Ferguson from over the wicket bowls again. Hard length Inglis defends to the offside. There's going to be no run. And that's what we talked about in the change of innings. New Zealand only lost 3 wickets, and you saw when they lost Raj and Ravindra and Conway in consecutive balls, around 15, 16 overs. For 2 or 3 overs, the run rate collapsed as 2 new players had to get adjusted.
It's generally what happens. We've still got, from Australia's point of view, they've still got Mitch Marsh at the 9 strikers end, still so dangerous.
And looking really good too. Ferguson bowling to Inglis, chips this one through square leg. He'll get off the mark with a single, taking the score to 113 for the loss of 3 in the 11th over on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Excellent figures from Lockie Ferguson. Not only the wicket of Maxwell, but he's got one more ball in his 3rd over and he's only gone for 15. It's been superb on this surface.
Still David. Come in, looking forward to seeing him. Matt Short, they've had good seasons with the bat, haven't they, in T20 cricket? Here's a play and miss outside of off stumpers. Marsh trying to rock back and cut away as Ferguson, I think, takes the pace off the ball. Gets a huge round of applause. Good over from Ferguson. Got rid of the danger man Maxwell. 113 for 3 after 11.
Hey you. Right now you're listening to a radio ad about DAB Plus radio on the radio. Think about it. It's like the cells inside your brain that's inside your head that's on top of your body are informing you that you can listen to this station in digital quality on a DAB Plus radio for free or on a smart speaker. Discover the auditory awesomeness of more radio within the radio. Search DAB Plus and listen now.
International cricket with Rosine, the paint professionals used. The New Zealand captain's back into the attack. This time he's bowling from the scoreboard end, which is the northern end of Sky Stadium, with the score 113 for the loss of 3. He's bowling to the new batter Inglis, who's on 1. He goes back, chops the ball away and gets off the mark and gets a single. Chris Harris is giving me a quizzical look next to me. I think he's a little bit surprised Mitchell Santner's come back into the attack. I actually don't mind it against a new player.
I also don't mind it, against the 2 right-handers and Inglis with him just coming to the crease. I think it's a reasonable option.
Santner to Marsh, though. This is the key matchup because Marsh looking very good. He goes back, pulls away to deep mid-wicket, and it's burst through the hands of Phillips, or is it Chapman? I don't think he's going to stay in the field of play even if he takes it. Harry, it was another scorching it, and Mitch Marsh is seeing the ball like a pumpkin through binoculars. He is so quick, getting in position and smashing it. Another boundary, 6 in fact, 120 for 3.
He's so powerful. Mark Chapman should have done better there as a good fielder. That has burst through. But it just went straight through his hands. It was travelling at such a rate of knots.
Santner's got to get his length right. Marsh is picking it up so sweetly. Much better, fuller, quicker. Marsh opening up, trying to punch through the offside, gets a big inside edge, gets a single to short fine leg, 121 for 3.
Yeah, it was a good ball from Mitch Santner. He got all out at sea there, Mitch Marsh. It was a quicker one, didn't pick it, was going back, trying to get that length again to pull into the leg side. Very lucky.
From around the wicket, bowling to Inglis, who goes back and plays a classical late cut through point. That's swiftly across the outfield, but good fielding from Milne. He's a great mover in the deep. So Inglis goes to 3. Marsh is 27?
34.
34. It's quite slow, isn't it, Harry? Every time I go to say it, I'm unsure. He's at 3 sixes. Marsh waits for Santner, and he gets a ball that keeps low outside of off stump, trying to carve it away through point into Conway's gloves. Eventually, I think he's dropped and then picked it up. Not sure if there was an inside edge, but good variation of pace from Santner.
Yeah, I think there was a bottom edge. Oh no, it's just missed the off stump.
It's it from Santner, and he finished it off. He bowls slower outside of off stump, pushed extra cover. Running with the stroke is Mitch Marsh, and then Tim Southey clearly does not like Devon Conway. They obviously don't get along, because that is a terrible throw back to the keeper, who dives away to his right and does very well to keep it in the field of play. Let's quickly update the Tyre Power scoreboards. Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert, especially as far as the New Zealand bowling is concerned, Harry. Southey's bowled 2 overs, none for 26. Milne, 1 for 17 off 2 overs. Ferguson, 1 for 15 off 3. Santner's got 1 to go. He's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 39. Sodhi has bowled 2 overs, number 25. So Southey has 2, Milne has 2, Ferguson has 1. There's 5. Another 3 overs need to come from somewhere. As Adam Milne's back into the attack. He's been warming up. Warming up with Ream. As it will be Adam Milne, who bowled from the scoreboard end, swinging around bowling from the city end this time.
Yeah, I don't mind this. It feels as though New Zealand's going to go from seam from the city end and then a little bit of spin from the scoreboard end.
They've got Clarkson as an option, medium pacer, on debut, of course. A lot to ask of him. Here is Adam Milne charging into Mitchell Marsh, who's powerfully hitting the ball through point into the protected area of the field. Phil Allen has a very strong arm from the deep. 124 for the loss of 3. We're in the 13th over. The target is 216. Box seat still being occupied by.
Now it's very close. And I think that's exactly what Adam Milne wanted to happen on that ball, just to get Mitch Marsh off strike and bowl to the new man, Inglis.
Marsh, 36 off 23. Inglis starting his innings, 3 off 4. And he's beaten for pace outside of off stump by Adam Milne, who has been quite slippery tonight. Just trying to force off the back foot and through to Conway behind the wicket.
I think in this situation with Mitch Marsh still there on the way he's going, I still think Australia are just ahead for me, Daniel. One more wicket, though, changes that.
Oh, Marsh bats to the 20th over. The game's over, isn't it?
Yeah, if he bats to the 18th, we've lost.
Yeah. Hope you're enjoying our coverage wherever you may be listening across SENZ and SEN. Chris Harris alongside me, Daniel McHardy. As Adam Milne from the city end bowls again to Inglis, who hits on the up powerfully, back past the bowler and past Menon, who's inside the circle. Lots of bottom hand, but strong man. Good stroke. Good way to get his first boundary. He moves to 7. It's 128 for the loss of 3.
Well, Inglis is in good form. He got some good runs against the West Indies. I think an 80 to 70, so he's in good nick. And we say how dangerous Marsh is, but if Inglis gets in, that could be trouble for New Zealand.
Well, if David get in, Matt Shaw gets in. There's so much power in this middle order. Milne bowls again. He might get a wicket here. Spoon up to mid-off. Oh, it's put down by Tim Southey, diving away to his left. He got there in plenty of time, but he's seen the ball go in and drop out. And maybe that is the moment that will see Australia take game 1.
Tell you what, that's so unlike Tim Southey. When he gets to the ball, and he did so well to get to it, when he gets 2 hands to it, he doesn't normally miss it. And that was why, after he dropped it, he whacked the ground with his fist. He knows, 1, how important that was, and 2, that he should have grabbed it. He's got such a great pair of hands.
He really does. He really does. It's a collector's item. 128 for the loss of 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Milne bowls short, and you know what that means? It's bowled deep backward square, lines it on. It's gone through his hands as well. Who was it? Was that Glenn Phillips? I think he is preoccupied with maybe palming this to a teammate who is Rachin Ravindra coming from deep backward square. Check the replay, Harry, because New Zealand have let this game slip through their fingers quite literally in the last couple of overs. Chapman, Southey, and now Phillips.
Oh, he's tried to be too clever there. He could have caught it himself, and he's just trying to get it in his hands and flick it. That's a big, big miss. That should have been caught by Phillips on his own. He could have settled himself inside the rope and caught it.
Wow. 42 off 24 now. To Marsh has 4 sixes. Now he hits backward a point, and that's going to go all the way. Oh, wow. I thought that was going to be, 10, 15 metres inside the rope. There was plenty of width and base on it from Milne, and Marsh thunders it, and it just kept going and going and going, and it's gone all the way for another big barrel boundary. Big barrel where mates look after mates. And Australia now rampaging, Harry. 141 for 3. 7 overs remain. 216's the target.
Well, you just can't miss opportunities like that, and there's been a couple of half chances to dismiss Mitch Marsh, and probably the easiest one, even though it wasn't easy, it was still a tough chance, but by Glenn Phillips standards, one you'd expect to take. Those missed opportunities can be so costly. Such a dangerous player. I think when Glenn Phillips sees that replay tonight, he'll be disappointed that he didn't do a lot better. And earlier in the over, we saw Inglis get an opportunity dropped by Tim Southey, who will also be disappointed. So these opportunities must be taken. Otherwise, Australia are going to run away with this, even though they're chasing 216 to win.
It's Sodhi to start the new over from the scoreboard. He ends up bowling to Inglis, who plays the sweep forward of square to Chapman in the deep for a single. 142 for the loss of 3. We're on the 14th over on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Southey still has 2. Milne and Ferguson have 1 each. Santner has 1 left. Sodhi's into his 3rd over, none for 26. He was all over the place in his first 2 overs, struggling to land it. Maxwell was having a go at him. Marsh, so powerful on anything short. Now he sweeps from wide of off stump. Again to Chapman for another single. 143 for the loss of 3.
It's good from Sodhi. He's got his length right now, and he's got his line right as well. Wide of off stump. They're all looking to fetch leg side. He's making it challenging for them. Just got to be consistent in those areas, because that's the hardest place that the batsmen are struggling to try and clear the rope.
Inglis, the right-hander, waits for him. Hits uppishly through the cover region to Milne in the deep. Another single. This is a rather boring, sedate over. Single, single, single. We've been treated to a 6 almost every over and a half throughout this game.
Give the bowler some credit then. It means he's doing a terrific job.
I know, but that means there's a 6 coming right here, Harry. You do know it, right? It's a numbers game.
6 are out.
6 are out. Here's Sodhi from over the wicket. Bowls to Marsh. Goes back and punches it into extra cover, and it's even a rarer sight. A dot ball.
Is that legal?
Is that allowed?
Surely not.
140.
Just 1 away from 50, 27 balls.
Marsh stands, waits for Sodhi. Beautiful bowling, very wide, just inside the line. It was out the front of the hand, a top spinner, I think. And Marsh left it thinking it was going to be a wide. Snuck in, another dot ball. This has turned into a very, very good over thus far for New Zealand. 144 for 3, so just 3 runs off the first 5 balls. Sodhi needs to finish it. Marsh waits, drives through mid-off. There's a 50, a glorious 50 at that from the Australian skipper. It's come off just 28 balls. There were 2 4s and 5 6s, and anything short, he's been utterly savage. The end of the over, 145 for 3.
Now, there's nothing quite like the feeling you get when you slide into a brand new pair of all-day socks by Underworks. Well, except the next time you wear them, and the next time, and the next time. You see, all-day socks are just the comfiest socks ever. Designed with a revolutionary comfort top and a silky smooth toe seam, they'll keep that new sock feeling wash after wash. All-day socks by Underworks, they're the comfiest socks ever.
Just gone after 10 p.m. local time in Wellington. I hope you're enjoying our coverage across SENZ and SEN. Daniel McHardy alongside Chris Harris. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Australia chasing 216 for the win. 145 for the loss of 3. 14 overs have been bowled, and Mitch Marsh has brought up a half-century. Chris Harris, and he's caught for the very, very, very big bat. Swap the bat over too.
He doesn't need a bigger bat. That bat that he had's plenty big enough. He's got so much power.
He waits, sees Tim Southey from over the wicket back into the attack, and that's going to be a wide outside of off stump. Indeed it is. Southey, a little rueful look back, but no problem there for umpire Wayne Notes.
Because he's so powerful, what the New Zealanders want to do is stay away from his hitting zone, so they're trying to bowl wide of off stump, because they know if they bowl within his arc, this ground just isn't big enough for Mitch Marsh. Hence the reason New Zealand are prepared to bowl a few more wides just to get in that zone wide of off stump.
Southey, none for 27. He beats Marsh outside of off stump because he's bowled another wide. Marsh couldn't get the long arms out to hit the balls. He tried to play a slashing drive. Southey doesn't look happy with this umpiring decision.
It was a little bit closer to the wide line.
Still quite wide though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but I think he might have thought he might have got the benefit on that one.
Not expecting the hometown call. Tim Southey?
Certainly not.
So add one more to the Australian total, 147 for the loss of 3. New Zealand's sloppy fielding in the last 4 or 5 overs, Harry. I'd love to get your thoughts on what you've seen. One of the best we've seen in the field for New Zealanders. Another shocker from Southey outside of off stump. No debate about that. And New Zealand really have got a bit of stage fright in this bowling and fielding effort. Talk to me about the missed opportunities in the field.
They're obviously massive. They end up costing you games. And it's more the guys that are doing it. We saw Tim Southey get to one. He's got a great pair of hands. He was disappointed. There was one that Glenn Phillips, for me, tried to do too much. I'm sure he could have caught it himself. If he got himself set, caught it above his head, he could have caught it, but he was worried about going over the rope and flicking it. And I think that's going to cost New Zealand.
Southey in again from the city end, much better. Chipped into the ground over his head. Got a left hand up to Southey, pushing it to mid-off. And this is dewing up a touch. A few players now starting to slide. That will help the ball come onto the bat from an Australian perspective. A single takes them to 149 for 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Well, it's not going to help the fielders and the bowlers. As the ball gets a bit dewy, it's so much harder to hold on to. And you're absolutely right. We saw Mitch Santner chasing that ball down, go to his knees and probably slide 15 metres. So a little bit of dew, which is not going to help New Zealand.
Southey moves in past umpire Knights and bowls and trying to launch the ball drop kick fashion on the onside as Inglis, but he's missed it as it goes into the pads. Another dot ball. So Southey's got the accuracy back in line after quite a awkward start to the over with 3 wides.
Inglis is another one though. If he gets in, he's got plenty of power.
Yeah.
He loves again to go that leg side, so if he gets that length, if he gets hold of that, it's going to disappear as well. New Zealand have to keep mixing up their pace and their length.
Not the tallest. Inglis waits bent at the knee. That raised nice and high. Looks up. Southey goes with the cutter. Top edge. Going back is Conway. Can he get there? I don't think so. Oh, and a triangle of New Zealanders arrive at the same time. And guess what? The ball lands right in the middle of them. Inglis gets 2. 151 for the loss of 3 in the 15th over, Chris Harris.
Good ball from Tim Southey. It was a bit of a surprise ball, a bit quicker, a bit shorter. Inglis on the pull shot, ended up top edging it, got enough of the bat on it that it flew over Conway and landed perfectly in between third man and fine leg. Just perfect judgment, but again, just a little bit of frustration, those missed opportunities, and then you get a few balls going into the gaps.
12 off 11 is Inglis. He waits for Southey again. That's better. He's pulled him a long way back over square leg. It's not all that short, but gee, what an eye that man has. Like Mitch Marsh at the other end. So quick onto the length, accessing these very short square boundaries. 6 more. 157 for 3. New Zealand had 13 sixes. Australia's got 12. And we're in the 15th over.
And I think we're going to end up going for more than we scored. And that's what I said about Inglis. If he gets in, and he's got the power as well. Loves length.
Southey bowls wide of the crease. Delicious slow ball. Inglis had backed away, trying to hit over mid-off, extra cover where there is no one protecting the rope. They're inside the circle. Problem was he didn't hit it. Very close to the off stump. Good response from Southey.
Yeah, it's a good change up from Southey. Just got much better line. Slowed down to 110 Ks. He's normally around 130. 20 Ks is a big difference in speed. And he full Inglis there, who was looking to go over extra cover. Wasn't far away from bowling him either.
So Southey, this long over about to come to an end from over the wicket. He bowls with outside of off stump, trying to cut. Inglis doesn't catch up with it, and he doesn't get the arms of Wayne Knight's extended. The end of 15. We've got 5 remaining. Chasing 216, Australia 157 for 3.
When you drive a truck for a living, you realise there's always more than one way to go. There's the expected route. Then there's always an alternative. Same thing goes with truck replacement parts. Ryco filters are made for the harshest conditions and are the perfect option when you're ready to consider that other choice. So, the next time you need your truck filters changed, go with Ryco. To search your VIN or Rego, visit rycofilters.com.au.
International cricket with Razine, the Paint Kiwis trust. Is Sodhi to bowl over his 4th. None for 29. His 3rd was excellent. He starts with Mitch Marsh getting an outside edge and a slice of luck. It goes past Rutch and Ravindra. Took a poor angle. It's short third man. Sprints off after. Keeps it in the field of play, but they'll come back for a comfortable 3. Marsh leaning back, trying to hit through the offside. Forward of square. Outside edge. He deserves a slice of luck. He's been that good. He's 54 off 31.
We talk about overs being important. This, for me, is make or break this over.
Really?
If this is a good over, we're in the contest. If this over is a poor over, I think Australia will canter home. Such a big over from Mitch Sodhi.
Inglis waits for the leg spinner who bowls from over the wicket. Drags his length down, but it zips off the surface past the outside edge. If anything, Inglis a little bit guilty of trying to hit it too fine, trying to beat the 2 men inside the circle on the offside backward of point.
Just trying to overhit it, wasn't he? Just trying to hit it so hard. He just lost his shape a little bit, just enough to miss it.
Takes his guard on. Middle stump. Sees Sodhi bowl. Another shocker wide of off stump. I mean, some very loose bowling. That's Sodhi's 3rd wide. Southey bowled 3 and 1 over, so 7 wides. Right. The New Zealanders, is Sodhi just maybe struggling to grip it with a little bit of juice seemingly out there at the moment. 50-run partnership off just 29 balls. Sodhi goes back and will beat Inglis outside of off stump again. Once more, he's tried to thunder it through the offside. Well, I think Harry, he's too preoccupied trying to hit it backward a square.
Just got to get bad on ball if it's not in your zone and get your skipper back on strike. Just feel like he's trying to overhit it for a boundary.
Couple of dots. The wide in between. 161 for the loss of 3 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Sodhi bowls well wide of off stump. There's a glorious cover drive. Excellent feeling, though, from the New Zealand captain, and the home fans really enjoyed that. It's the long arms of Mitchell Santner sliding as well, preventing at least 2, if not 4.
An excellent over so far from Mitch Sodhi. We just saw a wide, but such an important 2 balls to Mitch Marsh, who's going to be the key. He's going to be looking to clear the rope on the leg side. If he gets any length to work with, Sodhi be aware of it.
2 balls remaining in the Sodhi over. He's none for 34. He bowls to Marsh. He goes across his stumps and hits high. Slog, sweet. It's not that bad a bowling. It's just quite magnificent batting from the Australian skipper. A huge big barrel boundary just when Sodhi was trying to put the squeeze on. He smashed his 6th 6 to move to 60 off 32.
Yeah, could sense it coming. You just know with Mitch Marsh, when he feels like they're under pressure and they need a big shot, like a lot of the Australians tend to move offside and look to go clear big on the leg side. It's so powerful. It's such a strong shot. As soon as he hit it, you knew it was 6.
That little shuffle, pre-delivery to get outside of off stump. Sodhi, the top of his mark. No real change to the field. 3 back, protecting the onside. Then we caught into action here as Marsh goes back, hits powerfully straight down the ground. Tumbling stop made by Phillips. Gets up, throws, but they'll come back for an easy 2. So Marsh will add 2 more to his name. He's 62 off 33. 16 overs have been bowled. 170 for the loss of 3. New Zealand at the same stage, Harry. 174 for the loss of 2, but they just lost Raj and Ravindra with the previous ball. And the first ball of the 17th over saw Devon Conway get out, and then that little Malay. So New Zealand need wickets. That seems pretty obvious to me. Now coverage with Brazine, the Paint Kiwis Trust. Great to have your company. You're enjoying our coverage across the SEN network in Australia. Henley Homes, Australian Summer of Cricket. Henley Mortgage Fund, $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years, all backed by Henley $7 billion parent company.
Yeah, I know we saw that 6 in the last over off Sodi, but I still think it was a pretty good over. Very much kept New Zealand in it.
Mitchell Santner, can he finish well? 1 for 39 off 3 overs. He's been hit for 4 sixes. They've really attacked the New Zealand captain.
Ooh.
Inglis pulls away. Missed his length, but it was quicker out of the hand, so just rushed onto the right-hander. Just a single. 171 for the loss of 3 in the 17th over. 216 is the target. They're going at 10.6 and over. They need to go at 11.7 runs and over. They're only 3 down with 2 set players and plenty of batting to come.
Oh, it's hard to think that Mitch Marsh, absolute key for Australia.
He goes across the stumps and he tries to swing to the onside, and it's just missed his front pad and just missed off stump as it's spun away.
Yeah, terrific bowling. I think it's just bounced over the stumps.
Oh,
so close.
Gosh. No wonder Satner's laughing. Inside, he's distraught. It's missed by a millimetre or 2. Marsh swings away into the onside. Bottom edge trickles out to short fine leg. New Zealand fans now applauding singles. 172 for the loss of 3. Santner, 3 balls into the overs, conceded just 2 runs. Bowling around the wicket as he always does to the right-hander Inglis. Well flighted outside of off stump, driven powerfully into the cover region. No run because Southey's down. And if singles are getting a round of applause, you get a right roar for a dot ball, as you do right there.
Excellent bowling. You can just feel the pressure building on this Australian pair as well. Inglis getting frustrated.
Santner and again goes quicker. Sweep! It's gone up! Not long enough! Deep square leg, lining it up, and Rachin Ravindra, I think, takes the catch. He was a little bit wobbly underneath it, Harry. He was. He held on to it. He looks upwards. Thanks the heavens. And Inglis goes. Gone for 20. It's 171 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, he was extremely nervous. Well, we've already seen him drop 1 tonight, and he knew how important that one was. New Zealand desperate for a breakthrough. The skipper brings himself on, creates an opportunity, and it seemed like forever that Rachin Ravindra had to wait for that to come out of the heavens. Looks as though it moved on him a little bit as well, kept his composure, both hands to it, watched into his hands, and Inglis on his way back for 20 from 20 balls. He would have liked to have scored a little bit quicker than that. But New Zealand right back in it.
Tim David is out very quickly, Harry, sporting the cap and a magnificent sparkling gold necklace hanging out over the top. Takes me back to my childhood. I'll be over Baracus. That's why it's that much gold. The 80. Hey, this guy can play. For those in New Zealand haven't seen him, you're in for a treat if he gets going. He knows his game inside and out, and such a dangerous player. I love this stat. We talked about Mitchell Stark and Pat Cummins playing their first T20 game of any form since the World Cup in 2022. Tim David in that time, this is his 71st.
Wow.
As he starts driving, pushing through the offside. Mitchell Santner's excellent over comes to an end. 17 gone, 173 for Australia, chasing 216 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
That's it, the start of the 18th over at Sky Stadium. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paints, Kiwis Trust. Chris Harris alongside me, Daniel McHardy. This is Chappell Hadlee. Series is running hot with Ream. Said nothing less than Australia's best. Ream. What a great game. We felt it after 2 or 3 overs, didn't we, Harry?
Well, we knew it was a great surface. We knew it was going to be high scoring, and it certainly has been. And New Zealand know how important it is not only to break this partnership, but to remove the skipper, Mitch Marsh.
Right-hander waits. That is David. As Lockie Ferguson back into the attack. He bowls back of a length, targeting just over the top of off stump, opening the blade and pushing the ball through point for a single as David. He's 2. Mitch Marsh is the key man. He's 63 off 35. And he has been so devastating. Actually, anything short, 6 sixes. But nice to see him play. I was on a bat shot to this guy. Lockie Ferguson is bowled with great pace. Has 1 for 16 off 3.1 overs. This is a big over. 216 the target from over the wicket. He bowls. Slower delivery into the pads. Marsh sets off for a run. Lockie Ferguson playing football as he ran across the pitch to short leg, kicked it towards the stumps. Marsh turning around like the Inter-Islander, which is just over the roof there. That was a slow turn. He's a big man.
I'll tell you what, if he'd kicked that onto the stumps, that would have been out. And there was an appeal for LBW, which was going down the leg side, but Ferguson following through, kicked it at the stumps. Marsh diving back, and I think if Ferguson had hit the stumps, he was absolutely out. Crucial. I think that's the reason they brought Ferguson back. He's been the pick of the New Zealand bowlers. 3.2 overs and only 16 runs. They know how dangerous David is, but Mitch Marsh is the one that Ferguson wants and New Zealand desperately need.
Australia just been bogged down here as a Yorker dugout. That's brilliant from Lockie Ferguson. He is changing this game single-handedly. 1 for 16 off 3.3. 216. Just a little bit further away. Is that 44 of 15? I should have focused more at maths at school, Harry.
You're right.
Thanks. Then I should have stayed in school long. Here's Ferguson bowling short, pulled away. He's done it again. It's number 7. 7 sixes from Mitch Marsh. Again, just a brute against short pitch bowling. He's into the onside over square leg, 180 for 4.
Yeah, I'm just not sure about that length from Lockie Ferguson. We've seen him go full and cause trouble. Half-hearted an LBW appeal, almost ran him out. Then bowled a brilliant Yorker and then bowled a short ball that Marsh has been so dangerous on tonight.
Savage,
so
mate.
powerful.
Brutality. Here's a wide delivery. Should be all wide, isn't it?
Just inside the line.
Was it, Harry?
Yeah.
Australian listener seeing complaints courtesy of Chris Harris. I'd like to see that one again. Pretty tight. No, I stand corrected. It's clearly inside the little
sorry,
line.
Did you doubt me?
I did doubt you, Harry. I did. Never doubt your eyes. Always good. Ferguson charging away from us again. Bowls short and it's hit. What, the high on the bat and balloons back over Ferguson. So again he takes on the short stuff. Lockie Ferguson gets a wonderful round of applause, and why not? 1 for 23 off 4 overs. Australia now 35 runs away and 2 overs remain. We take a break. We'll stay with it. Stay with it. Mitchell Satin has called the number of Adam Milne. Sorry, Finn. Sorry, that's producer Finn. Can't see him on the camera. The camera's gone down, but the flames have gone up in front of us, Harry.
I'm enjoying that heat because it's not that warm.
It's a Wellington summer, mate. What are you talking about?
It's been a beautiful evening. It's just been a little bit cold.
It was only 20 degrees in the capital today. It was perfect when the game started under beautiful blue skies. What a finish we have.
Well, I like New Zealand going to Milne here. Leave Southie with the last.
Marsh is 70 off 40. 2 off 2 is David. Marsh back on strike, importantly. Adam Milne thought he had him out. LBW first ball. Bowled a beauty of an in-swinging Yorker. He's bowling from the city end. He bowls to Marsh, who drives powerfully. Backward at point, long chase. Good fielding by Allen. He has got a cannon of an arm. And he got that away very quickly, just a single.
Tell you what he did really well, because it is obviously slippery out there. What he did well is keep his feet. He was on the slide, could have easily slid past that ball, kept enough composure where he kept his feet inside the rope. Very good piece of fielding, and he's certainly got a bullet of an arm, and Australia will know that. That's why they had no thoughts of taking it on.
34 runs needed.
But Tim David's dangerous too.
Yeah. One ball into the 19th over. 182 for the loss of 4 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Milne in his 4th and final over from over the wicket. Beats David with a sheer pace, and Devon Conway behind the wicket. It's gone between Conway's club, who really is a makeshift keeper, and he sort of put the exclamation point on that description himself. It's wide of off stump. David went for a big swing, missed. It's close to being a wide again.
I think that's just wild on Devon Conway, because to be fair, he did line it up properly, but it's just like surprised him and just gone above his gloves. Good from Milne though. Excellent areas and good pace.
33 off 10 required. Marsh waits, hits onside into the mid-wicket region, picks out the field. New Zealand fans love that. 32 runs needed, 9 balls remaining on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
The best thing about that is you feel as though, even though Tim David's a strong and powerful hitter, that Mitch Marsh is the man that's going to do it for Australia.
Yes.
So every time Adam Milne can get him off strike, he'll feel like he's winning. We know Tim David's capable. It's so hard when you first come out.
It's a powerful presence from up on high. As we look down to David, the right-hander waits. Bowls. Milne gets a bottom edge that will speed away to the fence for 4 at short third man. He's done well to actually get bat on this. It's that wide, and he's taken it to the right of Conway and to the left of Clarkson at short third man for a much-needed boundary for Australia. Big barrel boundary. We mates look after mates.
Yeah, it's just come off the toe end. Tim David just looking to launch anything, any length he can get, either go straight or mid-wicket. I think Milne's aware of that. Went wide of off stump. It would have been a wide if he'd left it. Swung the bat out, got the bottom edge, and it bit a very fine third man and the keeper. Very much keeping them in the game.
28 runs needed off 8 balls. Adam Milne charges in, bowls from over the wicket, and David hits him high over long on. A long way back, maybe 10, 12 rows. That is some shot for a player who really has just arrived in the middle.
Yeah, and a really interesting length from Adam Milne. I think it was just a seam-up delivery, but it was right in the slot for Tim David. It's exactly the ball he's looking for. You just think that Milne must have got his length wrong, because it was exactly where Tim David would want it.
Strap yourself in, Harry. We've got a finish on our hands here. Our coverage with Rosine, the Paints Kiwis Trust. Here's Milne in again from over the wicket. He bowls fuller this time. Hit longer over long on. Flat to 2. Down into the players' pavilion, down the hallway. Tim David. Wow, stamping his quality all over this game. Consecutive sixes. We head to the last over with Australia needing 16 to win.
At Tyre Power, you get the power of better buys on big brand tyres. Right now, you can keep the cost of living down with a better buy on big brand Falcon tyres like these. Buy 3 and get 1 free on Falcon ZX ZE310R Eco Run tyres for passenger and selected SUV vehicles. That's buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres. Big brands, better buys, and better for your safety too at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 132191 for your local independent owner.
One over remain, a barnstorming finish ahead of us at Sky Stadium. The Australian batting at times, running oh so hot. Biggie running hot with Ream, Australia's favourite. It's steady, hot and strong. 16 required off the last over. Tim Southee to bowl, and he starts with a wide down the leg side. New Zealand's bowling has been up and down, Harry. There's been some excellent stuff, and then there's been some inexplicable inaccuracies, both line, as we've seen on that occasion, and with length. What's Southee do here? 15 off 6 is the equation.
He tries to bowl 6 great Yorkers. I think both bowling attacks have been tested by the quality of the striking and batting and power tonight.
Mitch Marsh, 72 off 42. The skipper waits, gets a Yorker, hits him in front, maybe missing leg. They'll get a leg by. That's the length Chris Harris wants. Chris Harris has got his finger up. I thought this is missing leg. They'll go have a look, Harry.
If he hasn't hit this, I think this is hitting leg.
Why, do you think he's shuffled across?
Yeah, a little bit.
TV umpire director, we have a player review for LBW on-field decision. It's not out.
Good news, worst case scenario, it's only one leg by, isn't it?
Yeah. For 14 off 5, if not adjudged LBW.
I think you're probably right. It's probably sliding, but it was certainly worth reviewing. Such a big wicket.
Run on coming up here.
A little bit of shape back into the right hand. Harry, that's hit his back heel. That's missing by a long way. A little bit of swing, though.
A little bit of reverse swing.
Reverse, wasn't it? The seam was perfectly positioned for a Southee outswinger, and it's come back in to the right-hander. Just 4 more of those, eh? Swinging Yorkers right at the back heel.
Well, I think if you get that length right, it's so hard to hit. When we're bowling length, these guys are more than capable, whether they're the big boundary or not, they're going to, if they hit it well, it's going for 6 in any boundary.
Outside leg.
Ball tracking.
Staying with your original decision.
Well, it's hit him outside leg too, so not much going for it, Harry. Pitching outside leg, missing leg.
Must have blinked.
14 off 5.
Oh, coming the man, cometh the hour. Is it Timothy David or is it Tim Southee?
Come on, Timmy.
Which Tim is it?
Respective fan bases say. Here is Southee away from us. The veteran, quick. Bowls. Another Yorker, brilliantly bowled. Pope to extra cover. They've got a single.
It's terrific bowling from Tim Southee.
Really is.
I think we're seeing the true value of good quality Yorker bowling.
203 for 4. 216 is the target. 13 needed. 4 balls remaining. And it is reversing. That's swung in again. And I'm sure those long-time cricket fans going, why can't they stick in the Yorker? Absolutely loving the last 2 balls. What will the response be? Look to scoop maybe from Marsh.
That's not his go-to. He just waits till they miss length generally.
He does wait. Here's Southee. He bowls. Low full toss. He's missed it. It hits the pads. And it will be a leg by onto the onside. He did miss his leg, Harry. But Mitchell Marsh has just missed the ball. And he looks a very frustrated figure at the other end.
I think that's the advantage of if you are looking to go forward. If you miss more on the full side, it's still not that easy. Mitch Marsh will be disappointed though. He should have hit that out of the park. That was right in his go zone, around knee high on leg stump.
12 runs needed, 3 balls remain. David to back-to-back sixes off the last over of Milne. Takes a little stride forward, gets a low full toss, down leg side, and he's hit it all the way. It's hit the rope, has it? They'll have to check. Tim Southee, after doing such brilliant work, is. And it's absolutely punished by David.
It's hit the rope on the full. This is going to be 6. On the rope is 6. This is going to be huge.
6 it is. Another big barrel boundary, big barrel, big range, bigger deals, and that is a big deal. 6 needed, 2 balls remain. Tim Southee drifted it into the pads of David, who'd shuffled down the wicket and flicked it, used the angle and pace. And what, it travelled about 3 feet off the ground the whole way?
It's how much pace he generated on the ball.
Square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off and deep cover. Southee bowls, Yorker, driven into the covers. He's got 1. They'll come back for 2 and they will make it. just a very hard length to elevate the ball. Very nice bowling from Tim Southee. And it all comes down to this. 1 ball remains. 4 runs from victory.
Any super overs? There is. I don't think it's the ground they're going to run 3 though, are they?
No.
1 more quality Yorker from Tim Southee from New Zealand's point of view. And from Australia's point of view, just 1 good strike from that blade of Tim David. Because this ground won't hold him if he hits it well. What a finish.
First game of the Chappell Hadlee comes down to this. The last ball, 4 runs needed. The Flames burst above the sight screens at the respective ends. Tim Southee up against Tim David. Right hand quick against right hand batsman. David hits powerfully to the onside. Into a gap at deep pocket. He's won the game. Tim David. A brilliant cameo at the end. Alongside his heroic captain Mitch Marsh, who's put on a clinic himself with 7 sixes. But Tim David has come in and slammed the door on New Zealand's face. An Australia win with a last ball thriller at Sky Stadium. The Chappell Hadlee is here with a bang. Australia get home.
Tim David, that is a phenomenal strike. Tim Southee hasn't missed his length by much. Just a little bit of length to get over it. A huge effort from Glenn Phillips to try and save it. He got to it, but it's just gone under his hand. It was a valiant effort. He was devastated because he knew what was on the line. It was a victory. Mitch Marsh, absolutely delighted, gives Tim David a huge hug because he knows how important that innings was. Brilliant game of cricket of the highest order. Wonderful win from Australia under immense pressure. Wow, what a game of cricket.
Exhilarating, Harry. Absolutely exhilarating. Thanks to both the teams for fronting. New Zealand won the toss, decided to bat, and got off to a scorching start themselves. Finn Allen right amongst that. Devon Conway getting back into good touch. Rachin Ravindra, his first score over 50 in T20 internationals. And 216 sounds a great score. You always felt it was gettable. This is a fine surface. They've had their issues at times at Sky Stadium, but congratulations, Hagen Faith, and the rest of his crew. That's a belter.
Oh, the wicket has been, absolutely phenomenal. Both teams are going to be delighted with their batting innings and their batters' performances.
You're getting emotional.
Yeah.
Choking on your words.
Losing my voice. But to be fair, both teams, I felt, feel as though they've got discussions and places to go with the bowling lineups, because I don't think either team bowled as well as they could have, and I think they were put under pressure, so that makes it difficult. But both teams got to look at their bowling lineups and come up with clearer plans, because I don't think either bowling unit got it right tonight.
Well, as far as Australia's run chase, they really targeted the New Zealand spinners, identified them. We've got to get after them early in their spell. They did that. I think 54 runs off the first 4 overs that Santner and Sodhi did bowl. I think New Zealand will reflect what on some missed chances in the field is very, very costly.
Well, they cost us the game. As simple as that. Those couple of missed opportunities cost us the game. And to be fair to our spinners, we targeted their spinners as well. I mean, Santner got smashed, Maxwell got smashed, so none of the slow bowlers escaped tonight. True. Everyone got put under the pump, and it was just that type of surface that if you got length and you could get under it, the batters got themselves in, were going to take you on. And I think both batting units did that brilliantly. It was just the bowling units that were put under so much pressure by the batters that they found that surface pretty tough to bowl on.
As the fans filter away from Sky Stadium, a rather downcast sort of feel inside the Central City Stadium in the capital city of New Zealand. But I'm sure once they get over this immediate disappointment, they'll reflect on a thoroughly entertaining night in sport. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We've been treated to some great batting. Hardly anyone's failed. That's the thing. 3 wickets of the New Zealand innings. Australia's got home with only 4 down. So they won the game by 6 wickets off the last ball. Travis Head tried to just muscle his way at the top, didn't he? Tried to hit everything onside. He made 24 off 15. Warner, 32 off 20. Maxwell, 25 off just 11. Inglis 20 off 20. But Tim David, 31 off 10, 2 fours, 3 sixes. And Mitch Marsh with 72 off 44, including 7 sixes. So combined, in 54 balls, David and Marsh, Harry, got 103. Incredible. Utterly incredible from the two right-handers.
Well, Mitchell Marsh was, for me, the difference because he held the innings together. And then it was the cameo right at the end, Tim David. I mean, 31 off 10 and the highest pressure you can possibly be in to try and win a game for your country. He's done it on a few occasions. Again tonight, phenomenal. And it just shows how important it is to have that power in the middle order that can come in and play an innings like that, because it's going to win you a lot of cricket games.
So Australia have done it off the last ball, winning. Tim David hitting the ball to mid-wicket to the fence for 4. They needed 4 off the last. That's exactly what they got. They finished at 216 for the loss of 4. David 31 and Marsh 72. Our post-game show continues after this break. All going well. We'll hear from the respective teams. I think we can actually take those interviews now, courtesy of TVNZ. Oh no, feed is not working. We will do that after this break. Stay with us. Our coverage with Resine, quality paint and colours, perfect for your summer projects, continues. Australia lead the Chappell Hadlee by 1-0.
Kia's most awarded SUV just got better. Get ready for the new, refined 7-seat Kia Sorento. Now with a dual 12.3-inch panoramic display and Kia Connect technology.
Pretty little thing, let me light the counter called Mama. I'm so hard to hell and I yes around.
Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
SENZ.
Oh, do deals these days feel like they're not good enough? Well, here at Tango Energy, we're turning energy prices on their head. That's right. At Tango Energy, we have some shockingly low energy rates you might find hard to beat. And while we've been turning prices upside down, we've also made switching to Tango easy. Now you can switch in minutes using our online sign-up. Want to see if you could save? Head over to tangoenergy.com and see the low rates for yourself.
Tango Energy.
What's our favourite getaway spot?
The Victorian Caravan and Camping Super Show. And this year, there's more to see and do than ever.
Start here.
Go anywhere.
Melbourne Showgrounds, on now and Sunday. Tickets at caravanshow.com.au.
Schnitz is helping your New Year's Schnitzolutions come true. They're giving away a year's supply of delicious golden crumb schnitz. To win, visit iCanWin.com.au and tell us your New Year's Schnitzolution. T's and C's apply.
Wild scenes here as kids stage a lunch lockout, demanding grandmother ham in their school lunches. Now, I've managed to get hold of a grandmother ham sandwich to really see what all the fuss is about. Wow. Well, now I understand why kids want grandmother ham in their school lunches. It's totally delicious. Beat the lunch lockout with grandmother ham from Barclay Smokehouse. Ask for grandmother ham at your local deli.
Summer racing in Tasmania. It doesn't get any better. The stars shine on and off the track during the Ladbroke Summer Racing Festival, and with the Hobart and Launceston Cups in February, there's no better time to be trackside.
Swoop Dog trying to kick back. Hyper's flying. Ashy Boy's in front. It's yours, Steve-O. Ashy Boy wins the cup and Froggy makes it 8.
It's on. Right across Tassie, right across summer. Book your tickets today at goracingtasmania.com.au.
A milestone that I've celebrated with my family and my loved ones is landing my dream job after many years at university.
My lovely grandmother has just turned 92 years old.
My 21st birthday in America with my mum.
This February, Tobin Brothers Funerals is celebrating a milestone too. 90 years in business, and they're still 100% family owned. Get to know the team at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Get into gear and join Jared Ash and Ryan Harris Wednesday nights as they cover everything in Aussie Speedway on SEN's Speedway Nation, featuring analysis and breakdowns from the latest events, big previews, heartwarming stories, and chats with Speedway's biggest names. Speedway Nation with Jared Ash and Ryan Harris. Listen live Wednesday night on SEN or download the SEN app. Thanks to SRV Road Freight Services, Excellence in Motion, and Clay Purview. Watch Speedway live or on demand.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
3, 2 and 1. Liberal Party Brownlow. The three subjects were Turnbull, Abbott and Morrison. Read it for me like Gil McLaughlin would at the Brownlow.
I cannot cop ScoMo. I don't believe anything comes out of his mouth. And
so you've got him 1 vote?
No, I've got him 3 votes for being the worst on ground.
You've obviously got Turnbull 2.
Turnbull 2. These guys, by speaking, it was already horrendous what they were presenting to them. I'm telling you, Abbott didn't speak at all and he didn't come out any worse, put it that way. You've got to watch it though. It's just staggering. And again, Morrison, everything they put to him, and they didn't have enough time, even though they had about 2 hours, but everything they put to him, even when they played it back and he's watched it all back and they've got all the opinions of everyone else with it, and you just know it's 100% wrong. They say, should you have done this? And he'd pause, he'd have that stupid smug look on his face and go, no, but. And then he'd go for 5 minutes trying to explain why he did do it. He made himself look even more stupid.
The Sounding Board podcast with Hutchie and Damo. Thanks to Drinkwise. If you're choosing to have a drink, choose to drink wise.
Henley Mortgage Fund. $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years. All backed by Henley's $7 billion parent company. New Zealand versus Australia on SEN T20 Cricket.
Our coverage has been with Resine Quality Paint and Colours, perfect for your summer projects. A perfect start at the Chappell Hadlee. It's the last ball thriller. It's gone Australia's way. Tim David, a brilliant 31 off 10, alongside the skipper Mitch Marsh, who played a scorching knock, 72 off 44. Plenty of runs, plenty of boundaries. Some mishaps in the field. We've reflected on that, though. The catching from New Zealand, maybe even Glenn Phillips in the deep off the last ball. I have to check another replay. How close did he get to it? But let's sort of reflect on the Australian performance. You know, we talked about Stark and Cummins haven't played a T20 game of cricket since the T2022 World Cup. They're going to be more ready for Eden Park. The Australian bowling is the one area you think they can improve upon, Harry?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, both bowling units were put under immense pressure. You talked about Cummins and Stark, who haven't played for a while. So, yeah, of course, they're going to take a game or two is going to put them in a much better situation. And they both were good tonight at different times, but when put under pressure, perhaps didn't respond with the type of ball that they were trying to bowl. But, look, I think it was such a wonderful surface here at Sky Stadium.
Yeah.
The crew here did a fabulous job. The stadium just looked incredible. And the wicket is the type of wicket you want to play T20 cricket on, where, unfortunately, from a bowling perspective, the batters absolutely dominate. And if you look at both batting lineups, everyone with bat in hand delivered something. Even at the end of the New Zealand innings with Phillips and Chapman, both 18 and 19, we saw runs from Ravindra. We saw how he was going to go. He hit, I think, 6 sixes. Conway, magnificent, back into form. Finn Allen, so destructive at the top of the order. And then, effectively, Australia did exactly the same thing. The two guys that perhaps, from Australia's batting point of view, that didn't deliver what they were hoping for was probably Travis Head, but he still got 28. And the other one was probably Inglis, who was 20 from 20, because Matthew Wade's going to be over for the next 2 T20s. Did he do enough to get another game? I'm not sure. But yeah, both batting units absolutely exceptional, and that's why I love the first game of a series, because we get to see, how the sides are. And look, these sides at the best are both very even. This is going to be a absolute fabulous series.
Yeah, for sure. Who knows what these two batting lineups could get? Based on what we saw tonight and what we know of Eden Park, it's generally a very quick surface there, good for batting, and those dimensions are so small. There's going to be plenty of runs. So the bowling units have much to tidy up on. But the big work on is New Zealand's fielding. At least three catches in the deep. Some ground fielding has maybe let the first game slip through their fingers. All going well. After our last break, we'll wrap things up by hearing from the respective captains. Stay with us. Our coverage continues with Resine Quality Paint and Colours. Perfect for your summer projects. Australia have won game number 1 by 6 wickets off the last ball. Tim David hitting a boundary, required to win.
Dream.
Yes, see that?
Oh, sorry. Was just checking out Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre's new online store. They've got everything for your roof. Check it out.
Hey, that's pretty flash.
Oh, yeah. And you can draw up your custom flashing too. And they deliver around Melbourne.
Roof repairs just got easier with Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre's new online store. For roofing products including roof sheets, gutters and downpipes, visit rscentre.com.au. Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre. Everything sheet metal from the roof down.
Melbourne Victory is the club for all Victorians. And to help inspire more young Victorians to live happy, healthy lives, join Melbourne Victory on Sunday, February 25 for Celebrate Our Community Round against Central Coast Mariners at Amy Park. Make sure you get down to Victory Village at Gosh's Paddock pre-game, including inflatables, giveaways and more for the whole family. All kids go free using code VictoryKid. Celebrate Our Community Round at Amy Park. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets at ticketek.com.au.
At In Place Living, they believe that every Aussie deserves a beautiful home that supports their independence and lifestyle. That's why In Place Living design and develop customised specialist disability accommodation in all categories for people with complex and high support needs. In Place Living values inclusivity, innovation, compassion and choice, and put this into practice when they design and develop fantastic homes for Australians with disability. In Place Living, creating homes for people to create memories. Learn more at inplaceliving.com.au.
Luxury Escapes, the world's best holidays handpicked by experts. Here's your burst of luxury to book now.
Best-selling Grand Hyatt Bali Escape, a family-friendly beachfront retreat. Experience 5-star luxury with all-inclusive dining for 2 adults, plus 2 kids can stay free. They'll get free breakfast also and half-price kids meals. Grand Hyatt Bali, 7 nights, starts from $2,199. T&Cs apply.
Book at luxuryescapes.com or call 1300 88 9900.
The AFL Record Pre-Season Edition is out now. It's your definitive guide to the season and a must-have for AFL Fantasy. Every player is profiled with their 2024 fantasy price. Plus, we analyse the 2024 NAB AFL Draft and the annual AFL Power List. The Movers and Shapers is back for another year. Brought to you by Signet. The AFL Record Pre-Season Edition out now. Order online via aflrecord.com.au. Available at all good news agents as well as selected Coles, Coles Express and Woolworths stores.
Step up to the next generation of professional power tools with Makita XGT 40 volt and 80 volt max. Experience premium professional power with cordless convenience that's setting new benchmarks in performance and efficiency. Makita's XGT offers limitless professional power, reliability and runtime. XGT simply outpowers, outsmarts and outlasts the rest. When power means business, choose Makita XGT. It's power without limits.
I want my Makita back.
Getting away for a weekend with family and friends, switching off and hitting the road. That's the quintessential Aussie holiday. And to get you travelling, the Big Brands Better Buys sale at Tyre Power has you covered for tyre safety. You can buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon, passenger and SUV tyres. Plus, the free 5-minute tyre safety check offers tremendous peace of mind. To find your Aussie-owned local independent Tyre Power dealer, visit tyrepower.com.au.
At AutoFlip, we flipped the script on selling your car. Forget lowball trade-in offers or weeks of dodgy tyre kickers dropping by. Simply list your car online for free with AutoFlip and have over 1,000 dealers bidding to buy your car. Smart, hey? AutoFlip flips the selling process on its head. Better still, you only pay when you accept the best offer. So don't just sell your car, flip it with AutoFlip. It's the easier, quicker, smarter way to sell your car.
Henley Mortgage Fund, $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years, all backed by Henley's $7 billion parent company. New Zealand versus Australia on SEN T20 Cricket.
Our coverage with Resine quality paint and colours perfect for your summer projects. The first T20 has been a thriller in Wellington. Australia getting home by 6 wickets off the last ball. Tim David hitting the ball to deep mid-wicket. 31 off 10 alongside Mitchell Marsh. 72 off 44. David and Marsh getting them home. Mitchell Marsh, man of the match and captain of Australia, speaking to TVNZ at the end of the game.
Well, hello again, Mitch. You must be stoked with that because it twisted and turned the whole way along. And as I said to Mitch Santner, I thought with about 10 balls to go, you were done. New Zealand had it, but not the case.
Yeah, I mean, so did I, to be honest with you. Timmy David's extremely calm and he's got a lot of confidence in his ability towards the end there. So, like I said before, we're very lucky to have him, but just a great game of cricket.
What did you make of that surface? You go out there to bat, you know you'd bowled on it, you know it was a pretty good wicket. You think, 215's on here, because history suggests that's a winning total more than not, New Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely. I think any time you chase down 216 or over 200, it's a great effort. The wicket I found really good, but slower balls were gripping a little bit, so it gave everyone a go. And I think tonight we were just got over the line by the sheer brilliance of Tim David.
Well, you like to chase, and you've chased well tonight. Just the belief and the power that you have in your unit.
Yeah, I think it's one of our key themes as a batting unit, is really just trusting everyone's ability, and everyone goes about it differently, but I want blokes to come out and play freely and win us games, but just go out there and play their way. So I think we saw that tonight right down the list, and I've said it probably too many times now, but Tim David.
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from him. So one hand on the Chappell Hadlee trophy, you've held that for some time. You obviously clearly don't want to let go of it.
No, well, I think, firstly, it's great to be playing for it in the T20s and across all the white ball formats now. It's got such great history within our two teams, and obviously we've got 2 games to go. Eden Park's a formidable ground to play at, and a great experience for all of our guys, so we're looking forward to getting there, and we came here to win the series, so hopefully we can do that in Auckland.
Yeah, you've got a squad. You're trying to find the squad and maybe that first side to take you through to the T20 World Cup. So we might see a little bit of experimentation from your side as you go on.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, every 11 we pick is to go out there and win the game, but we've also got the Test series starting in a week, so our bowlers will most likely rotate, and we'll obviously got guys like Steve Smith who will come in for a crack at some point in time. So we'll sit down tomorrow, we'll map out a team for the next game. Hopefully we can win the series.
Well, well done tonight. It's fantastic having you guys on our shores. We always look forward to it, and it didn't disappoint tonight. It was a cracking game, and all the best for Auckland.
Thank you very much, mate.
Mitch Marsh, now the New Zealand captain, Mitchell Santner.
Yeah, I got Mitchell Santner. It was a tough one. I thought with about 10 balls to go there, you had that one, but man, Australia is a hard team to beat.
Yeah, they are. The way kind of Timmy David came out straight away and struck it, I thought we didn't bowl too bad, but, the power they possess all the way down is I guess, the reason why they're pretty good.
The score, 215 being the total. When you walked out there, what did you think of that? Do you think you should have been able to defend it?
It's obviously a pretty good score, but I guess we know that they keep coming with the bat, and I guess the only way to stop them is take wickets, and I guess we didn't really do that today. But yeah, it was a hell of a game of cricket, and we just got to reflect and move on.
You just used the 5 main bowlers. Do you think in retrospect perhaps you could have gone to one of the other bowlers somewhere there?
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, I guess you pick 5 bowlers to do a job, and that's their job, I guess. But yeah, trying to find a way to slow them down. Maybe it might have been another bowler, but I think when the Bison can miss hit it for 6, it means I might have to go to the gym to get some arms like that.
Yeah, they have got power the whole way, and I guess as you go to Auckland, which is a small ground, it's a very good batting surface as well, got to find a way of restricting this very, very powerful Australian batting unit.
Yeah, I think, we go to it's a completely different ground, obviously the dimensions. So, yeah, the plans will be slightly different there. Like I said, I think the key, even in our innings, if you can take wickets, you can slow the runs down. So I guess we've got to find a way of trying to do that. But I thought, we stuck in for a long time on a pretty good pitch, and, it was pretty close in the end.
Yeah, it was a great game of cricket. You played your part in it, and all the best in the next 2.
Thanks, mate.
Big thanks to TVNZ for providing that post-match audio from the respective captains. So if tonight is anything to go by, strap yourself in. This Chappell Hadlee is going to be a heck of a ride. Australia chasing 216 for the victory. Get home with the very last ball, Tim David, smashing it away at a mid-wicket. We look forward to your company for game number 2 on Friday before a potential decider Sunday afternoon.